If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. This is James from the future. Just going to say my audio was a little loud compared to everyone else, so you don't need to comment about that. I am aware of it now. Unfortunately, Voice Meter seems to put me up really loud compared to everyone else, so sorry. Thank you for the time. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome to our first episode of our new show, The Test Chamber. Our first game is going to be Alien, the role-playing game, run by our game mother, Godless Polecat. You've seen him before in my Curse of Strahd game that we did a few months ago. But yeah, we're going to quickly go around the table, get people to introduce themselves and their character very briefly, and then we'll hand over to Nathan and we'll crack on with the game. Don't forget, if you do enjoy this, to like and subscribe. And if you're watching this on Twitch, do hit that follow button if you've not already done so. And if you can, do hit that subscribe button as well. Most appreciated. But yeah, we'll start. I guess I'm the one that's going to start because I'm at this end. Should I actually go over what the purpose of the test chamber is before we go on? I think I should, shouldn't I? Basically, we're going to either be doing 5 or 8 week games, depending on the game, or depending on how long the GM can do. If it's a 5 week game, it will be 4 weeks of play, and then at the end, a review or overview of the game on the 5th week. And then if it's an 8 week game, the first week will be a session 0 character generation session, possibly with an interview if we have a creator of the game involved beforehand, and then 6 weeks of game, and then an additional week, which will be the final week would then be a review of the game as well. So if you're interested in joining into the game, join the Discord. I put up applications to join the game. Just go through the application and I can then possibly add you to the future game or the game that I'm currently looking for. Best thing is to keep an eye on the test chamber sign up as well, because that's where I'll post the not the description, but what game players we're looking for. At the moment, we are looking for players for Sue's Liminal game that will be 8 weeks with 6 week sessions, or 6 weeks of gameplay, 1 character generation, which will probably be 2 hours at tops, I think, and then the review at the end, which will then be 2 hours at tops. And we might be able to get a interview with Paul Mitchner as well at some point for Liminal. But other than that, that's really the whole idea behind Test Chamber. Shorter games, people can get involved, and if you're interested, just let me know. But yeah, we're playing Aliens. I've not played it. I've played the Mutant Year Zero system when I ran Mutant Year Zero about a year ago. Gee, has it really been about a year? Jesus. But yeah, I'm rabbiting on now and saying a lot because I'm really nervous. So I'm playing a guy called Private Hammer, who's a private. That's about it, really. He's a bit of a nutball, but don't worry. Sue?
Yeah, I'm Sue, also known as Savage Spiel, and I'm playing Dante, Private First Class.
Mr. David?
Hello, everybody. I'm Dave. I'll be playing Sergeant Iona, also known as One More user on Discord.
And I am Michael. Pleased to be here, James. I am going to be playing Captain Beatrice Silva today.
And Nathan?
Yeah, I'm Nathan Clark. I'm game mother for this extravaganza. Thanks for having me, James. It's going to be fun to run this, and I'm Godless Polecat anywhere you care to find me online.
Right, thank you.
Let's start the horror. All right, so your the situation. Okay, so you're a team of Marines Colonial Marines stationed at the ass end of space in the Kruger 60 system. None of that means anything to you because it's the ass end of space. There's nothing to do out here besides shoot things and get ordered around. So you were on the colony of Ariakis, which is on a like a frozen, half terraform, mostly terraformed moon. Ariakis was a everybody on base, like on the know that's in the colony, just calls it Ari. So anybody that is dirt side on Ari, that is not a Marine, is a colonist that is associated with oil production or oil shipping, or they're a wildcatter. A wildcatter is somebody who kind of prospects. They're usually a company employee that prospects on the sides on their own, and whatever they find, they get a cut of, like, you know, the cut of the claim basically before they sell it to Weyland-Yutani. Everybody here was company workers. The whole colony was set up under Weyland-Yutani, and it was an oil mining operation. Some time ago, years ago, during the oil wars against like the Three World Nation and like the UPP, the Union of Progressive Peoples, which is like basically space communists, they're fighting over colonies and resources, predominantly oil. The colony here, the rich oil-rich moon of Ariakis, started selling oil to both sides of the conflict. So as it sits in the Three World Empire and falls under the purview of the colonial Marines, they occupied the moon, jailed anybody that was in charge, and basically took it over to protect it from being oil being sold to the enemy. Oil wars kind of petered out, and now the colony is on the frontier, and it's butted up against UPP space. So rumor on planet amongst the colonists and farther in system towards the core is that the UPP is kind of expanding slowly and going to push in. You guys know that rumor is true. The UPP has an invasion fleet that's fairly close. As such, there's a skeleton crew of colonial Marines that kind of left in the colony at Fort Nebraska, which used to be the oil processing facility where it would get processed, loaded, and shipped off planet. So they put Fort Nebraska on top of the oil processing tanks in the oil processing facility and built it there, smack dab in the middle of the colony. Anybody in the colony that could afford to get off world has already gotten off world. There is about, at one time the colony was 20,000 strong. Now there's roughly 2,000 colonists left. And most of them can't afford a ticket off world. So if there's going to be an evac, most of them are going to need a ride off. If that's at all possible. Right now there is, as I said before, there's a skeleton crew of Marines, kind of like basically 3 teams of Marines, like 3 squads of 9 basically, left to kind of like hunker down or hold down the base. There's a bunch of support personnel still on the base, and there's 1 ship that is docked in the base in case there needs to be an evac. Everything else, all the material, men and weapons and stuff, and women have moved up into space to intersect the UPP invasion fleet should it come and battle it out in space. So as such, there's 2 teams that are kind of on Fort Nebraska. Team Bravo and Team Charlie. Team Charlie is a team of misfits. That's the team you guys belong to. It is a hodgepodge of people. You guys know each other, but you have not worked with each other for very long enough to kind of get along, but you're still kind of assembled as as everything went up into space. You guys kind of got assembled. Hey, you're Charlie team, so you know each other from being in platoons together or companies together. But as working as a team, so the assault team is Private Dante and Private Hammer. This doesn't really mean anything. It's just what your assigned duties are. That's just basically a door kicker and a trigger puller, even though all of you have to do that if you're in a squad anyway. The rifle section is basically Chaplain and Mason. Chaplain is a David 8 series android, and he is he a David? Let's see what he is. I think he's a David. And any of these Marines, nope, he is a Hyperdyne 341 Charlie model synthetic. He's not a David. He's an open android though, and he is part of the support. He's in the rifle team as kind of providing support along with Gunnery Sergeant Mason. Gunnery Sergeant Mason that's like an E7. That's kind of like a platoon sergeant. She also has like second in command of the squad basically as well. Your support platoon is your support section is Iona, Sergeant Iona, and Zimajewski. So Zimajewski, so Mason, Chaplain, Zimajewski are all unoccupied PCs. They're going to be spare characters. Captain Silva, it's a good idea for you to know them because you can order them around to do things as well. Sure. They're not just going to be like sitting in the APC. If you want a back door covered or you want something covered, you can order some of these people to do it. Basically, support is supposed to be. I mean, Zimajewski is. Sergeant Iona works with Zimajewski closely, and Sergeant Iona, Zimajewski's a psycho. Zimajewski cares about three things: fighting, fucking, and drinking. In that order. He's not an easy guy to get along with either. He's kind of antisocial. And you could see him every time the second he learned he got put in like the support section, he kind of bristles. He's pissed off. Like, you don't put your sharpest knife. He complains all the time that, I should be the one kicking in the door and pulling the trigger. Like, and show everybody, you know what I mean? The stuff that I can do. He wants to fight all the time. So, and the commander is Captain Silva, who is a sin eater, basically, which is kind of like special forces, but black ops special forces. And yeah, squad leader or like the highest ranking non-commissioned officer is going to be Sergeant Mason. So Dante was recently in an accident, and she's been basically, the medics saw to her, fixed her, and got her up and running, and she's been released from sick bay, or from the sick call. So you were all called in. Basically, you're kind of getting ready in the morning, and you're all called into Ready Room 5. Here over the radio, Charlie team, report to Ready Room 5 in 10 minutes. So,
did you want us to go over our characters in a bit more detail for everyone?
Yeah, go ahead and describe the equipment you have. Anything else you want to add, and anything else you want to explain to the group.
Okay, so my full name is Nathaniel. Is it Nathaniel? Yeah, Nathaniel A.W. Hammer. He's aged 22. He is called a test tube baby, according to what Nathan told me. It says here, you're in the assault team along with Dante. Designed for urban pacification. The assault team breaches doors, takes out security systems, and neutralises enemy encampments with heavy ordnance. An artificial womb soldier. You weren't born, you were grown in a vat and tailored to war. The USCMC raised you to be their weapon. You love the corp and would gladly die and, more importantly, kill for it. You're addicted to the X stimulants the base doctors keep prescribing you. You don't play well with others. You've been released from the brig for nearly beating a fellow Marine to death over a card game. You follow orders, but if any of your whiny teammates deviate from the mission parameters, you'll put them down yourself. Excellent.
A side note about womb soldiers. They're treated differently than other Marines. So he doesn't. So as a womb soldier, he is considered. He is an autonomous person, but he's considered more property than anybody else. So like when he commits a crime, like he assaults another Marine or murders a civilian or something like that, he just kind of gets sent back and he does like sensitivity training and stuff, and then gets sent to another unit. He doesn't get jailed or punished or any of that, because the Marines can't really punish him for aggression stuff if that's what they kind of, he grew up doing that. So they don't get in legal trouble like other Marines do.
Sue?
Dante's full name is Ruth Ann Dante. She's 33 years old and is in the assault team along with Hammer. In her previous assignment, she was doing urban pacification training until her squad got killed by friendly fire. She then woke up in a med lab and has now been fitted with an artificial spinal synaptic relay, which is a little unpredictable. So she is having to be careful where she points her gun.
David.
Yes, Sergeant Kaleona from Hawaii is a hulking man in his mid to late 30s, carrying this huge M56 smart gun, wearing his combat armor. He has this helmet on with a little folded up piece of paper tucked in the band, which all of you might have seen is a postcard from Hawaii, which he misses quite a bit. He joined the Colonial Marines in order to explore space. All those promises from the recruiting officer were lies, because he ended up on this ice moon. And he talks a big game, like he wants to fight, but none of you have really seen him in action. He seems to fade to the back of the group when it's time to move. Bit of a nervous twitch, so he also needs to be careful where he's pointing that gun.
And then
Michael?
there's Captain Silva, age 43. She's the clear commander of this group. Basically there in order to lead and coordinate the squad. She's constantly seen with a cigarette in her mouth. From the moment that she wakes up to the time that she rests her head on the pillow, she's just chain smoking one after another. A member of the aforementioned Sin Eaters, which was part of the 5th Colonial Marine Special Operations Regiment. It's a black op unit, basically even too dirty for the USCMC Star Raiders. The Sin Eaters, well, they're the ones called in when it gets that dark, that deep. Participated in a number of covert ops that have changed the course of history even. Now, Nathan, it mentions here something about fugitives. Is that something to share?
Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
I am very curious.
That's going to come. Don't talk about it now. It's going to come up in the briefing in a minute, though.
Sure. Okay.
Or if it doesn't, you can bring it up if you want to.
I will. All right. Yeah. And so I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
So I assume we were in our bunks, right? And then we're summoned to the briefing.
No, you're back from chow. It's not too early in the morning. You're ready and dressed and getting ready to report. And you just get, before you go to report as a team and go see what you have to do for the day, you get a call to go to Ready Room 5.
Marines, get up, get going. Ready Room 5. You heard the man. Hustle.
On my way.
Yes, Iona marches in with a feigned effort, like he's trying to hustle in, but he is dragging his feet a little bit.
Yeah. Smajewski's complaining. We probably got to sweep the motor pool with some bullshit.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, you get it done.
I'm gonna be behind Iona and sort of like shuffling behind him to make sure. Is Sergeant Iona? Is it Iona?
Yeah.
Is he? Are you a he or a she?
He is a he in his mid to late 30s.
All right. Well, I'm breathing down your neck, making sure you're going into that ready room.
And he does outrank. He is a sergeant too. So chain of command. If you go by rank and not by pointing a gun at someone's face, telling them to do something, is Captain Silva, Gunnery Sergeant Mason, and Sergeant Iona, and then everyone else. That's kind of a free fall if you're a private. It's just whoever wants to take charge. Yeah. But also, just so a quick note. Before we actually start, the characters have already been dealt, or the players have already been dealt their agenda cards. As this is a cinematic scenario, each character gets and this scenario is broken up into 3 acts, and each act the character gets an agenda card. If they do actions and actively work to complete their agenda, they get a story point. And a story point is useful for re-rolling all the dice, turning failures into successes, or saying, hey, the facehugger doesn't fly at me, it flies at Iona. Or changing story, stuff like that. So story points in cinematic scenarios they're sought after because they can save your character's hide in certain situations. So they're also a great GM tool because they can also add drama and put characters at odds with one another. So
Okay.
and one more thing, sorry. The command skill. Anybody that has the command skill can use the command skill to command Marines to do things. So you can use the command skill to calm somebody down if they're in the they've rolled bad on the panic chart and they're having a panic attack. You can also use the command skill and the talent to pull rank to do stuff. You can also use the command skill to order a Marine to, like, hey, listen, I hear something over in that door. Private Dante, go ahead and check it out. And Dante's like, I don't want to do it. And then Captain Silva rolls the command roll, and against Dante's whatever, I think will or something, and then it's an opposed roll, and then Dante has to go do it. So again, another tool. Be forewarned, this game system, you can lose control of your character for instances like that and stuff. So okay, so you guys go into Raid Room 5. Nobody's in there except Colonel Myers. Colonel Myers is the highest ranking. He's the base commander basically of Fort Nebraska, and he's sitting there by himself, and he's like, "Okay, everybody, take your seats and listen up quick. Everything you're about to hear is need to know. No one else needs to know. Understood? As of 0200 hours, a 4-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that, in the wrong hands, would mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot fall into enemy hands. Command believes, as well as I do, is the AWOLs plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for Wojak, Carvalho, Wright, and Reese. Silva, I believe you're familiar with them. Handout. Yeah. Here's their ugly mugs and all the info we have on them, and I'll give you the handouts in a second. Everything else about them is classified. I want you to find these defectors for me, confirm their identities, as well as the identities of any other fucker they've passed information to, and bring them in. For the duration, you are Charlie team. I will coordinate from Fort Nebraska. All communication will go through me on a secure channel. I expect updates every hour. We're on thin leads, so you can start at the spaceport if you want to, or that dive bar, the Oblivion, or whatever it's called. Some asshole out there has had to have seen them. Remember, there are insurgents out there too, so stay alert. Not everybody on this moon that's left over here is friendly towards us. I see some looks. I know that you haven't had a lot of time to work together, but you know I've picked you guys out of a lineup to be in Charlie team, so I know you guys can function. So do the best that you can do, and get it done. One last thing: deadly force is authorized. If you can't bring these AWOLs in alive, you can bring them in dead. Just make sure you secure the intel that they took as well. I know what you're thinking. You need to forget that shit. These bastards aren't Marines any longer. They're traitors, and they're shit yourself dangerous. So you shoot first and ask questions later if they don't give you a chance or they don't give you opportunity. Your orders to bring them in alive if you can, but if they present a clear and present danger to you or the squad, you can go ahead and put them down. All right. Remember, if you shoot to kill. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Move out.
You heard the man.
Let's get
your
some
gear together.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I've never been in the military. I didn't know if we'd turn up in full gear or whether we'd go and get full gear once we've had the briefing.
Hold on. What is this? What are these? No, these have to be cards. I can't give you that. There's too many spoilers.
No, please give them to us.
No spoilers. NPC card. NPC cards. Choose. Nope.
So these, do we know these people that they're talking of? Do we know who they are? Have we met them before?
You have seen them around. They are Sin Eaters, previously from Captain Silva would know more than you guys, but you know of them. You have seen them around. You've seen Reese, Wojak, Wright, and Carvalho.
What's a Sin Eater?
A Sin Eater is, so like Colonial Marines have things called Star Raiders. They're like raiders in the basically like raiders that would be in actual Marine Corps in the U.S. Army. They're basically a highly trained, higher level of force than actual Marines. Sin Eaters are raiders taken to the next level. They're raiders which are elite troops that are sent in to do black bag work. Like, we need everybody on this base eliminated and all the servers stripped. Stuff you don't want, like your government finding out about.
Right.
or other civilians finding out about.
So like Black Book operatives, right?
Exactly.
Right.
If you were looking at the captain at the time that their names were mentioned, you saw her eyebrows kind of raise questioningly, and then she kind of suppresses that look again. But there was definitely a look of surprise.
Yeah, as we're leaving the briefing room, I would kind of lean over towards the captain and say, Cap, do you know these people?
Well, you know they're sin eaters.
That sounds dangerous.
They will be.
Zimjuski in first.
Yep, they will be. So we'll have to take extra precautions. But at the end of the day, if they betrayed the Marine Corps, they're no longer Marines. They deserve to be put down.
All right, lock and load.
All right, Sergeant Iona, I'm dealing you the APC card. So you have an APC assigned to you. It is APC 3. It's the nice one. It's clean. Everything in it's brand new. It's used for like displays and stuff. It's never used. It wasn't taken up into space. You guys have it. It also has a hodgepodge auto dock inside of it as well, which has been kind of mounted in the back. It is not a full ambulance, but it's a little bit nicer outfitted than you would like. So normally in the support team, Iona and Zimjuski handle operating the APC. So it'd be your job to fire up the engines, get everything running, that type of stuff.
Yes, I mean, we know it's clean because the two of us spent the past week cleaning it over and over and over again. So it is spotless.
Yeah, much to Zimjuski's complaining. I
Yes,
mean, if I could shoot dirt, I would. But I can't shoot dirt. I have to mop. This is bullshit.
Question, is this bar Oblivion, is this far enough away where we need to drive to it, or is it within walking distance inside this colony, or this Fort Nebraska?
Excellent. Quaid is not within walking distance. Let's move everybody to the map of Ariarchus.
Oh, it's quite substantial, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so let's zoom in here. So as you can see, smack dab in the middle. Is everybody on the map?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so smack dab in the middle is Fort Nebraska.
Yep.
And you have the Marshall Station down southeast. Oblivion Bar is farther south than the Marshall Station. Spaceport is all the way south. And all the way to the right is San Rocco Medical Facility. That's the hospital. But it is not military controlled. That is a civilian hospital. But it is a fairly large medical facility. Down here, just south.
It's about 5 kilometers away. That's how many miles is that?
5K. That's like 2K per mile, so 10 miles.
Cool.
It's 2.5K per mile.
Yeah, no, it's 5K. It's 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
All the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Who's
Iona will offer to go warm up the. Well, actually, Iona will lean over towards the captain and say, "Cap, you think we should head down to that bar and start off?"
Start
Zim
off
and I
what?
can start off our search for these degenerates. Zim and I can go warm up the APC if we all want to meet down there.
Oh, yep. Just make sure your ordinances are locked and loaded, and bring any extra clips you think you might need necessary. You've got the big gun, right?
I think so. He says, looking at the gun, looking back at you. I believe so. Yes.
Sir, the APC, Zimjuski pipes up. And he's like, sir or ma'am, the APC has 12mm chain gun and a dual phase plasma cannon, just in case we
Yes.
need it.
Yes, we'll be able to assault that bar quite nicely. Private.
It's not an actual bar.
What, Oblivion's?
Yeah.
The Oblivion bar? It's an actual bar.
Oh, it's an actual bar. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
the. Okay, so all right.
I hear it's a hive of scum and villainy, the likes of which you've never seen before.
Four Marines walk into a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it immediately collapses because no structure can handle that level of awesome.
Yeah.
Looking through.
Yeah, I'll gear up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll collect all my standard gear.
So I'm going to be like... Sorry, Sue.
If we're going into a bar, should I leave the rocket launcher in the vehicle?
Simjuski's like, I'll watch the rocket launcher. That's no problem. I got that.
No touching. Watch.
Hammer's going to be like, and we're taking no prisoners, rat. Fuck off.
It's a great accent. I'd rather Hammer talk just like you. Like, what? The Stone Cold Killer?
Sounds like home.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get everyone loaded up and then make our way down downtown to the Southern District.
Yeah, you guys are. We can fast forward. You guys are on your way to the APC already. And
Cool.
in stowing gear.
I'm gonna be like,
Right.
I'm going to be like in the APC, I'm going to be like, you know what they say about sin eaters, right? Eat enough sin and you become sin.
Something like that, yes.
Zimajewski is like trying to stow Sue's rocket launcher, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm comfortable with that."
All the while, I'm glaring at Mason. Is it Gunnery Sergeant Mason? Just glaring at him.
She's
Oh,
like
she.
it's a she, and she's like head checking everybody, kind of checking everybody's stuff as you get in the APC. We're about to be all loaded, Captain. Right, mouths shut, asses in seats. Let's go.
Yep. I'll sit myself into the command seat. Just kind of fire up my my monitors, and so I can monitor what's going on outside the vehicle. Assume it works a lot like Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's cameras ready?
Yes, sir. Iona slides into the driver's seat. And GM, can I ask, do we need to make any kind of roll to get to the bar without crashing the APC?
No.
Okay,
You can
okay.
drive the APC just fine. I'll let you know when you have to make a roll. You don't have to make a roll unless you're trying to do something like, unless you want to power slide the APC into a parking spot.
Is the place so? Is the place entirely empty, or is there people? Is there like civvies here and shit?
There
Like,
is civilians, but there's only go ahead.
Are we dealing with traffic and shit as well, or is
No,
that?
you're not dealing with any traffic. There might be an occasional marshal vehicle or a wildcatter. You're gonna drive by the wildcatter park, or you won't drive by, but you'll be able to see it from where you're at. Wildcatter Park is just south and just west of Fort Nebraska. That's where most of the existing workers, the majority of the 2,000 people that can't afford off planet, most of them live in the Wildcatter Park, and it's basically they're sleeping in their actual vehicles. It's kind of like a space trailer park, because they got the Wildcat vehicles, which are kind of like they're like
Winnebagos with wings.
what's up? Yes, were they what?
Winnebagos with wings.
Yeah, they don't fly, but they're like space Winnebagos. You can they have like workshops in them, living spaces, plus like places for tools and stuff, like prospecting.
Look,
space
if everyone else can make reference to sci-fi products, or
you can make a
whatever.
Spaceball reference. That's fine.
I did. Okay, good.
I get Spaceballs reference.
Were we given any briefing materials regarding the stuff that they stole? What it looks like, what it might comprise of? Is it data? Is it animal,
Colonel Myers,
mineral?
Colonel Myers didn't tell you what it was.
Okay.
You know that they were on level 3, and they were sent to guard one of the projects that's on level 3. And usually level 3 is Secret Squirrel, like weapons research and stuff like that.
All right. So we don't know. All right. All right. Well, And what do we know about Oblivion Bar? Have we been there?
It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yes.
No, it's a. So as you're. So a lot of the buildings that are in District South are like second-story establishments with stairs and decks, and garages and storage are like on ground level. Oblivion's Bar is not really that way. Oblivion's Bar is the only thing that's like it's set up as a business. It doesn't dual hat anything. It's like a large blue neon winking eye with a red crescent moon is at the center. It marks it's like a highlight of a sign as you get closer of the colony's like only open bar. Inside, like you can hear as the APC rolls up, you can hear like the bass rumbling and stuff as you kind of pull up to the outside of the bar.
What time? It's still relatively early in the day, right?
Yeah, we'll say it is. We'll say it's 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Nice
6
and
a.m.
early. So it's probably not going to be very crowded unless people are coming off of third shift or something like that.
Unless people are still in there drinking.
The city never sleeps. Well, I would say that my character would dismount from the APC and start heading towards the bar, leaning over to the rest of the squadron, the team, and saying, I'm really not much for talking, but I'll stand in the back and hold this gun. Look intimidating.
So Majewski's like, you should man the plasma cannon?
No, Zem, just look after the rocket launcher. Don't touch anything. Don't blow up the bar. Don't shoot at us. Don't shoot at anybody. Just relax.
Got it. Mason's like, I'll stay out here. I'll watch him.
Yes.
Majewski's like, hey, like I'm right here. I don't need watching after.
Zem, you watch the rocket launcher. Mason, you watch the Zemajewski.
All right, and Chaplin's like, hey, you look over and Chaplin's got one of his signature like mustaches because he tries to do a good Charlie Chaplin impersonation.
Did you just stick it on?
Yeah, he's got it on. So you look over, he's just wearing a mustache, like, and he's like, I'll be here if you need me, Captain.
Keep it tight, Chaplain.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And
androids named after like ranks in the church. No,
so usually androids come in different flavors, different designs. You know that so Charlie Chaplin is he's an earlier model android. The newer models are like the bishops, knights, rook. They're named after chess pieces.
Oh, okay, all right.
The newer models are named after chess pieces, with the with bishop actually being like modeled after Wayland, or an older version of Wayland, and that's the rumor.
Fair enough.
And you know that Marines are not androids have like a set of protocol, and they have to like tell the truth, they have to respond. Chaplain won't pick up a weapon and kill unless he absolutely has to. So he's been programmed like to not like weapons. Not like it's he can't do it, but it's in his thought processes of like, hey, listen, I was probably programmed to not like weapons. That's why I don't like weapons.
All right.
But yeah, he's excellent at driving, piloting, and medical aid, and all kinds of other stuff.
Well, we're not assaulting this bar, so we'll be entering.
Yeah. All right. That's a little loud. So the base is rumbling. You walk through the front door, and like the smoke starts stinging your eyes and your nostrils. There's alternating crimson and blue strobe lights, and they burn like hallowed ghosts in your retinas because they shine right at the front door and everywhere. There's silhouetted dancers like rhythmically dancing on the bar. The rest of the colony that on your drive down here seem like a ghost town. Oblivion's packed with local and migrant revelers celebrating the end of this world. So let's look at the map a little bit here and get rid of this thingamabob I got in my screen. So you guys have tokens down at the bottom. You should be able to move them. You can move them to the front entrance.
I need to figure out which one is mine.
Yeah, I'll move. So I'm moving Hammer now.
Yeah.
Where is Chap?
I can't actually select my token.
There's Dante. There's Silva, and where did Iona go? Iona's right there. All right. Let me look at Hammer. Oh, yep. It says generic. Hold on. Because I assigned you that other one when we were going over this stuff. All right. Can you move it now, James?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, yeah. So this is Oblivion's bar. It's packed, even though it doesn't look like on the map.
What time of day is it?
6 in the morning. And this
Okay.
place is swinging. So down there at the what's affectionately called the Snake is that big long bar. It's a bar curved like an S. Like all the tables here, the bar has a lit surface that doubles as a stage. 9 dancers, 4 of which are male, are spread across the stage in private tables here, dancing basically on top of the bar. So, yeah.
We'll kind of push in a little bit of a formation. All right, keep your eyes open. And we've got physical descriptions of what they look like, so we know what they look like, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what
All
they
right.
look like. Yeah. So
Yeah.
as you move through the dense crowd, people start like giving you they start moving away from you guys because you guys are armed and armored up. As Marines kind of act like a federal level of police, they start kind of like, some of them have drugs or smoking stuff. They kind of hide that away from you as they turn away, trying to slip away into the crowd unnoticed.
Yeah. Well, let's do a quick scan of the room. And is there like an obvious person that's like a bartender or manager or anything like that?
Yeah, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact, since you asked that, as you kind of move and start cutting through people, and people start parting the way, the actual manager takes a beeline for you guys to kind of head you off. And
I'm gonna sort of peel off onto the right and just like scan that, scan with my eyes, see if I can spot any of these fugitives.
okay, go ahead and give me an observation roll. So, walking up to you is a former type Fae 2 pleasure model synthetic. She is she is a synthetic. Her name's Faye, and she is the patron. She owns the bar basically.
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Observation. I believe there's an observation skill.
Dante, why don't you cover the left side of the room?
Awesome. I'm really good at this. Is there any modifiers?
Is what?
Is there any modifiers?
No.
Well, brilliant.
Brilliant. Did anybody have any coffee before they left the Marine base?
No, but
would've.
I'll probably jacked myself up on some stimulants.
Well, hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I would definitely have coffee.
The Marine Way.
You would have had coffee, Dante?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and give yourself 1 point of stress. Because if you have a cup of coffee, it gives you 1 point of stress.
Yeah. I've been sucking on my cigarettes though, so I don't know. Yeah. I'm used to those.
Yeah. They're not helping you at all. All they're doing is rolling a dice with lung cancer.
Yes. They've cured that. Right?
Yeah. It's no longer, yeah. Smoke all you want, Marine. We can fix
That's
whatever.
right. Yeah. Put in another log. All right. We got synthetics for that. So I'll walk up, kind of put myself in front of the manager, and have my data pack or my data, like the equivalent of an iPad, available.
You have a PDAT.
Yep, PDAT. And just have the faces of the 4 sin eaters.
Yeah. So.
And,
yeah.
And have you seen these 4?
Oh, she's like, yes. can we take this to the side, please? We get out of the dance floor and kind of off to the side, away from all these people.
Have you seen these four?
Yes, I have. Can we do this to the side, please? And she's trying to get you away from her clientele. And you know that Faye is loyal to the colony and to like government, but she is trying to protect her business, so she's trying to move the squad of heavily armed people out of the main dance floor area, and she's only trying to herd you guys basically. Let's see if I can ping the map here real quick. Let me get rid of this little sheet. She's trying to herd you over here to this corner. At least you, if you want to talk, your squad can spread out and go where they want. She doesn't want you hanging out right in the middle.
I'll step over there with her.
Okay.
I'll be walking behind the captain, stone-faced, holding this massive weapon, just kind of trying to look intimidating as best I can.
Okay.
I shall be spreading out to have a look around.
I did that. It worked out really well.
So you observe. So while Captain Silva walks over there, Hammer, what you do see is you see like dozens of scattered tables like scattered throughout the establishment. Well, most of them are, you see like most of the concern of the people here, just like, they're just people left on Moon that can't afford to get off, and they're just kind of drinking what money they have left until everything goes sideways and they either evac off or they can't get anywhere. You do see a couple people in the crowd that they look like they could be trouble, but they're not paying you any attention.
All right.
And Dante, go ahead and make an observation check as well. What's that, James?
I'll probably backtrack and go look in the restrooms to make sure no one's hiding in there.
Okay.
That coffee's really paid off.
Heck yeah, 262. All right, so as you kind of move on over, Dante, as you move over towards the right side of the bar, hold on. So yeah, you see a dancer that's on the bar, and she kind of hops down, and she's really upset, and she's an albino dancer. You've seen her, because I presume you've been in this place before. Her name's Bobby, and she jumps down and she's like, "Hey, you guys aren't gonna be in here like asking for dances and stuff. Any of you or any of these other Marines, and then not tip like those assholes last night, right?"
Oh, no, we're not sticking around.
Oh, okay.
Captain's just here to ask a few questions and we'll be on our way.
Okay.
What arsehole didn't tip?
The asshole Marines that came in here last night.
Do you remember who they were?
No, there were two of them. They came in about 2 a.m. and they didn't leave a goddamn tip, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bastards.
Pieces of shit. All right. Okay. Silva. Yeah. Faye says, okay, so, ma'am, what can I help you out with?
These four individuals, have they been here?
I'm
not sure.
Yes, they have been here.
When did you see him last?
It was about 2 a.m. They came in. They met a bald-headed gentleman. I don't know who he is. And they had an argument, and then they all left separately.
This bald-headed gentleman, regular of yours?
No, I've never seen him. But they did. They all of them got angry with one another, and there was one of them that stayed a little bit later. He got really drunk, became a problem. We called the marshals, but he left the front. He left out of the front before the marshals could get him before they got here.
You got working cameras in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we go through the footage? I want to get images of where they were at, who they met with, and any of your wait staff still who might have served them.
Yeah. Well, I think Bobby had Bobby, the albino. She had a problem with a couple of them.
And as I look over, is Bobby's the one that's speaking with Dante?
Yeah, she's gyrating and pissed off. You see Dante is already taking the initiative as a good Marine. And hold on, let me see. So yeah, so she says, "Hey, if you want to step into my office, let me see where her office is on the map." Yep. So she leads you through the bar. I had to move the thing out of the way. She leads you through the bar here, and is going to lead you back to the back office. Do you want to bring anybody with you?
Yeah. Who was that? That's Dave, you're Iona, right? Yeah, Iona's coming with me. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So Faye, with her cat-like movements, moves into the office and kind of sits down at her desk, and she's going to punch everything up on her. On her card.
I'm going to check in the toilets, like I said, as well.
Okay, hold on.
I'm going to motion to Iona. Just check out the back door.
The back door of the. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hammer, as you're kind of walking around looking, you looking in the restrooms. Out of the women's, like as you're coming out of the men's, there's kind of a looks like she'd be a pilot. She comes out of the women's bathroom, and she seems like she's a migrant pilot, like she's not actually here, like she doesn't actually live and base off this planet. And she's like, "Hey, I'm Eddie. You might get a word in for me. Can I talk to you for a second?"
Yeah, you can talk to me here.
She says, "Hey, I'm kind of stuck here. My ship's awaiting repairs at the spaceport and Hangar 2. There's been a freeze, like something's going on, and they've stopped work on my ship, and they put a freeze on supplies and stuff right now, and no work's getting done. And I've had a lot of requests from off-duty Marines to civilians to get off-world. And I'm missing out on a huge payday here if my ship doesn't get fixed. And I can help ferry people off planet."
Do I be an arsehole or do I not be an arsehole? I'm going to be an arsehole. I'm going to be like,
HMS Magpie.
I'm going to be like, yeah, you're really trying hard, aren't you, in a fucking nightclub?
Well, there's nothing else I can do because the Marines have grounded my ship.
Not my problem.
Fine, then fuck off. And she walks past you and walks into the actual dancing area. Stumbles a little bit, kind of steadies herself out, to try to walk away with some dignity, and keeps stumbling. So Faye says, "Hey, check this footage out," and she kind of scrolls everything back to about when the people walk in. Okay, the footage shows from the previous night that the 4 Marines meeting with someone. The camera's kind of grainy for such a futuristic setting. You see pictures of the 4 Marines, and you see like their contact, the person that they're talking to. Captain Silva and Iona, make observation roll, please.
Certainly.
Oh boy, these are not going to go well. Oh, look at that. 2 successes.
Both of us
All right.
roll successes.
Okay, so you know that this person that the Marines are talking to is a suspected insurgent by the name of Ivan Stoles. You've seen his name pop up and a picture pop up in a couple briefings over the past, couple months.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bald-headed fellow.
The bald-headed fellow that they met with, yes.
And do we know anything else about him? Just that he's wanted.
Suspected insurgent. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the Marshall Station. Marshall Station might have more information on him that you could access.
Yeah. I'm kind of gonna scroll through the footage and just kind of look closely as they're meeting. I assume that the other 4, and that would be our boys.
Yeah. So you see them all kind of get pissed and argue, and 3 Marines, Wright, Cavarlo, and Wojcik, leave the establishment. But Stoles and Reese kind of hang out for a little while and drink. Reese gets a little too drunk. You see him make several altercations. Him and Stoles both kind of arm in arm, helping each other go out the door and stumble out the door together. Before you see marshals come in and ask about him and stuff like that, and faces, you know the rest.
Kind of pulling the camera back. Is there a way to see if there was anyone else that was watching or coming in with Stoles or paying attention to them? Yeah, I figured that it's probably a busy nightclub, and if someone was kind of watching the table, I'm just curious. I'm suspicious and suspect that Stoles might have brought back up with them.
Yeah, so you can see. Make another. Once assess an observation, make another observation roll.
You want us to both make that, or just the captain? Oh, never mind.
Captain's got it. She's like
3 successes out of 3 dice.
So you're experiencing black bag operations. You can make out 2 people that are in the club at the time that Stoles that could be considered. Most people look like normal colonists. These guys aren't partying and drinking like the others. They look like they're sitting at a table acting like they're drinking, but they haven't touched their drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Are they partying like it's 1999?
Like it's 1999, yeah. Which means no drinking, no.
So I'm gonna let's see if we can get that their photos and that part of the video downloaded as well.
Okay.
I want to send it in if I can to either home base or whatever the case may be, and start a tracing process to see if we can identify who they are.
So one of the viewers has come up with a suggestion. He was like, would Chaplin be able to memorize all the faces in the footage and download bios of everyone interacting with the targets?
Yeah, I mean, he can. He's not in there now, but if you wanted to take a copy of the footage and everything as like evidence, you can take it to the APC. You have to take it to the APC to upload it anyway.
Yep.
Because that's where your sophisticated communications equipment is. You can patch in through the APC with your radio, but to send any data or files and anything, you'd have to do it from the APC.
I'm going to radio back to the guys outside, just giving them a heads up in order to stay frosty, simply because now we know that there's a bigger group involved, and just make sure that they're not being observed or there's anything else going on out there.
Yeah. So a little bit of background knowledge. Ever since the colony has gone, basically, ever since the military took over administration of the colony, the wildcatters and the oil production staff have kind of been shunted to the side. So there's no corporation anymore. The military seized control of the means of production and has been using military assets. Most of the people have been getting off the planet since the military took over a couple of years ago. So what you have here is people that are kind of stuck, kind of contract work for the Army or for the Marines if they can. So a lot, it has fomented like an insurgency of certain amount of colonists think they welcome a UPP invasion, and they're willing to actively assist that or actively rebel in order to cut a better deal when the UPP occupies, if they should win. So it has been a thorn in the military side ever since they took over ownership of this place. So as you guys kind of walk out of the office, Sergeant Iona, make an observation check.
Failure, 3 dice, no
All right.
successes.
Yeah. So you guys are actually leaving the Bolivian's Eye dive bar here. So you leave the bar, or I'm not going to tell you what you do. Is everybody actually leaving out the front door to go back to the APC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Had my nice friendly chat with Bobby.
She's climbed back up onto the S bar to dancing to paying customers or customers that actually want to tip. Yeah, you guys walk out back to the APC. Hammer kind of gets the door, or not Hammer, Zimajewski gets the door, and kind of, he's there, open it. Hey, what'd you guys find out? Any leads?
They were here. And they were with someone too. I need to get this sent up to headquarters. They might be able to get a beat on this fella. And I'll kind of show a sneak preview of the data on my little tech device. I assume that's where we got the feed off of the videos.
Yeah.
Yep. See about feeding this into and getting this up to headquarters.
All right, yeah, you get some sort of way of transferring, like space airdrop or whatever it's called, space drop. So you just so for general knowledge, each one of your marine armors is outfitted with a PDAT, which is basically a PDAT. Seeks and PDAT is it's kind of like an oversized smartphone. It's like a miniature tablet. You don't need it as a phone. You use it as, it's not a phone. It's an actual tablet and readout display of stuff. It can display messages, files, that type of stuff. It also can display, you can queue up other members' helmet cams. So not only is there a helmet cam monitor inside the APC that's got monitors of everybody's data and stuff, because all your uniforms and stuff are out. Well, you're surgically implanted with PDTs as well, which is a personal data transmitter. Transmit your location and your vitals. You also have infrared and night vision on a heads-up display for a head-mounted sight on each of your helmets or your head mounts if you're using the actual smart gun. With that's kind of functions in RPG terms as kind of like a PC hive mind. So you can share information and surroundings and stuff just by sending it over PDT. Or, I mean, not PDT, but your PDAT. You're basically so you can say, hey, listen, everybody see what I see, and then everybody can look at their PDAT and see what you see. So communication and
where do we keep that?
It's up to you. You can have it so you have to pull it out and look at it. You can have it duct taped to your arm if you want, or you can have it strapped to the side of your weapon or wherever. Or you could have it on a chest plate that just kind of folds down, and you can look at it and fold it back up. User preference.
I'm going to keep mine on my arm.
Cool.
Yeah. And while we're doing this inside the transport vehicle, I do want Mason in order to assign one or two people to monitor outside, because we're not moving right now, right?
No, you're not moving.
Yeah.
Yet.
So just again, keeping a perimeter.
Yeah, so you'd see when you came out to the APC, you saw that Mason and Zimajewski were outside the APC, and Chaplin was inside using sensors and manning everything and looking with it. So Mason's like, all right, hey, we'll load up. Weather's turning south on us quick, so you can see she points off to the north. And you see that, the clouds are brewing. There's a storm coming. Ari is terraformed, but it's barely. It's cold. Nothing that you can't function without a warm jacket and a warm hat and gloves. But anybody outside without any cold weather protection for any length of time is in serious risk of frostbite and or freezing to death. So. She says, the weather's about to turn, so it looks like there's a blizzard coming in. In horror movies and horror games, a storm with limited visibility always means good things are going to happen.
Absolutely. Are there street cameras? Is there a system like that set up in Ari?
Yes, but the colony is so run down, they're probably destroyed or disabled.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody that would have more information might be the Marshal Station.
Yep.
If there's feeds and stuff that's online, the Marshal Station would know.
Okay. Do you think we should head to the Marshal's office?
Yes.
I say, everybody get inside. Close the hatch,
Heck yeah.
door, whatever we have, and fire up the engines and head on over to the Marshal's palace office.
Yep, Zimajewski was like, about goddamn time.
So I'm going to be like, do we have any leads, Captain? Suddenly I've become English again.
Yes. Well, we appears that, and I'll relay the information that was told to me. We've got some additional suspects here. There's at least one other individual that they met with by the name of Ivan Stables. Do I have that right? Or Stoles, rather.
Stoles.
Yep, Ivan Stoles. He certainly is a person of interest. And was last seen with Reese as they were leaving the bar just shortly before the marshals arrived, sometime around what was it, about 4 a.m.
Yep.
All right. So now we haven't heard anything over the transom that the marshals picked them up, but I think it makes sense in order to go up there and see if we can tap into their systems and identify where this Ivan fellow is. There are also 2 additional people in the bar of interest who are observing the meeting, and we'll feed that data up to headquarters.
Do we know
One
what
of them-
kind of threat he's likely to pose?
That remains to be seen. But if they're with the traders, they should be put down too. Brought in or put down.
Yeah, insurgents are if they're actively doing something, like if they're on a watch list, they're a kill on sight or apprehend. Those are your rules of engagement if you see a known, suspected insurgent or known insurgent.
Iona nods and says, "Fair game."
Yeah, that's
That woman I spoke to isn't on the feed, is she?
the who that you spoke to. No, she's not on the feed. She's a pissed off captain.
So pissed off she spends the time in a bar.
Yeah, because she can't get anywhere on a ship. But
So where's this Marshall station then in comparison to where we just were?
Marshall Station.
Northeast. We'll walk up to the counter then. And again, my firearms aren't out, by the way. They're just, I kind of have everything slung to the side. Everyone else could be brandishing weapons. And just walk up and actually give a little bit more of a smile this time around. Which is fairly stern nonetheless. It's a forced smile. Doesn't come across entirely natural. And we need to get access to the files. Is there a marshal around?
Yeah, so you so the Office of Colonial Marshal Station is currently understaffed, only about a dozen deputies. So there's like 6 staff members on time. They alternate shifts, and they work for like 12 hours. So Marshal Manning is 61 years old, and he's the one that's in charge of the Marshal Station, the actual marshals in the colony. Mm-hmm. He's been the marshal for the last 30 years, and he's one of those guys that he's basically said, I'm just going to stay on RA for one more year, and then I'll get off planet. And he's been staying that for 30 years.
Is he a month away from retirement, and is he too old for this shit?
Yeah, exactly. He's decided not to retire, but he's way too old for this shit. So you walk in, there's a frazzled receptionist. Her name's Olga, and she's sitting here she's at the reception table, and she's like talking on the phone and the radio, and she's like, handling reports of looting and, general violence and stuff that gets called in.
Olga, is Manning here?
Yeah, yep. And she's too busy, so she waves you in and buzzes you, and you guys can go on into the bullpen. So the bullpen is an open white paneled room where the marshals and his deputies usually have all their desks and stuff. There's like comms, records, that type of stuff. So you also have there's holding cells here as well as interrogation rooms and stuff like that. You see he's over by records here.
So I'll make a straight beeline to him the moment that I see him across the room. Manning, Marshall.
Captain, what can I do for you?
It's my understanding that you were called down. Your men were called down to the bar down in Southern District earlier this morning. We're looking for a couple of men down there that were seen there, but they met with someone. Want to see if you have any additional records on this individual.
All right, go ahead and make a manipulation roll with a +1 modifier.
Oof, no successes. This is important. This is important. I'm going to see if I can push this. Right. The moment I see his eyes kind of looking away, looking at the pile of work that's probably on his desk or something like that. I'll put on my best Marine voice, and at that point, just say, "Sir, we need this."
So yeah, you see an annoyed look come across his face. And he's about to say something as you pipe in. Go ahead and add the stress point. Because every time you push roll, you get 1 stress. So add the stress point in your sheet because it counts in the next roll as well.
Yep. And this was manipulation again, right?
Yep.
There's no way we can assist, is there?
Yeah, you can assist.
I don't think I'm a very good assisting in manipulation.
We are a rather intimidating looking group of soldiers, I suspect.
Before I put in my modifier, let me know.
Oh yeah, just go with I see +1, like before. And roll.
Single success, but that's enough.
All right. He's like, listen. I got it. I know you're here to collect your Marine. We got him in the back. He's in the holding cell. But I would at least like to be able to have my deputy finish questioning the Stoles character before you guys take him off and have him executed or whatever you're going to do. Because just like you, I've got a job to do as well. And this is the one time I get a hold of an active insurgent that's on the wanted list. And I just don't want you guys to yank him away before I get any information out of him. Can you do me that favor? I mean, I can settle for like a joint interrogation if you want to talk to him as well. But I'd like to at least have the marshals present until you actually leave with him out of the facility.
You said he's in the interrogation room?
Yeah, your Marine is in the holding cells, and you're the guy we picked him up with. We picked him up right outside the bar. As we were leaving, we found him down the street. The idiots, they were drunk in the middle of the road. We picked him up, and Stoles is in interrogation room, and one of my marshals is in there with him right now, talking to him.
Hammer, Dante, why don't you secure our runaway? Let's you and I point to my other companion. Take a look about this interrogation room.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Are there like monitors we can see what's going on inside?
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Here we go. Time to be kindergarten teachers.
I think it's time to beat the shit out of this guy. See what he knows.
Okay.
I probably should have used the word babysitter, but I was trying to be smart. Maybe Hammer shouldn't try and be smart with big words like kindergarten.
It's the German. Just throws
Yeah, right.
everyone off. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Deutsche. All right, and minus. Okay, who's going first? Holding cell area, or do we want to do interrogation?
Can we go first?
Yeah, I see a marshal right there standing next to you. He's like, "Hey, so I'll push you in the holding area. He's in cell 4. It's the only prisoner we got here."
And who is he?
I don't know. He shows you up. He shows a picture of him, and it's Reese. He has it up as John Doe. He didn't have any dog tags or ID identification on him, but the dummy had his, he still had his PDT readout, but he had it, it scrambled for some silly reason. Yeah, but he's still wearing like a military T-shirt and his like camouflage pants, so we knew he was a Marine. We just didn't know which one. And you see the Reese is kind of like he's an older guy with like a full beard and slick back hair.
Right, let's go speak to the fucking traitor then. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm gonna cock my gun.
All right.
I'm carefully keeping my hands off the trigger. I don't want accidents.
He's he can see on the monitors that he's in cell number 4 and he's asleep.
Okay, how long has he been
Wake him
asleep
up.
for?
Oh,
I guess it's only 6. It's quite early, isn't it? Already, it's only
yeah,
6.
he didn't pick him up at 4. He picked him shortly after 2. So like 4 or 5 hours. It's probably, I'd say it's 7 o'clock. 7, maybe. No, it'd take you more than that. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning now.
Yeah, it's about time you had a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Right.
You go to,
I want private. Is private first class above me or below me? How does it work?
are you a private?
I'm just a private.
Yeah, so private first class is above you.
Oh,
So
well.
but it doesn't until you get to the sergeant level. There's no legal ramifications for not doing what they say. Like anywhere from private all the way up to like specialist is like you're all lower enlisted. Unless the person's in charge in a leadership position, you really don't have to do what they say. But if they're a sergeant, then they can issue lawful orders. And
All right. Well, lead the way, private.
I'll head on in.
all right, you go in. You see the guy. So like the door to the holding area, as you go in, the door shuts, and you hear over the intercom the guys like, hey, listen, let me know if you want me to open the cell. Just punch the code. He gives you the code to punch and open the cell for cell 4.
Do you say that over the mic antenna?
No, he said that as you,
Oh, okay.
as you walked in.
All right.
Sorry.
Prisoners in the thing. This is how you get out.
Yeah, it's like, prisoner. This is the code. But you can't access it from the inside of the cell anyway. Well, I mean, there's bars and stuff, but you walk in. Go ahead and make an observation roll. Are you guys opening the cell to get him out, to get him awake?
Are we opening the cell?
Well, is it sort of sound resistant?
Or
No,
is it
there's
like bars?
There's bars.
In that case, I'm just going to yell through the bars at him.
He's not moving. He's drunk and asleep. All right, so let's go down to interrogation room. Okay. While you guys walk in and deal with that, Sergeant Ona and Captain Silva, you guys move. I assume you knock on the door to the interrogation room.
Before we do that, if there's a couple of monitors looking in on the interrogation room just before we go around the corner, what do we see? Something inside there, like an interrogator and this degenerate being interrogated.
This communist. Yeah,
This communist.
If you're in the viewing room, you could look right over and you can key the mic and you can listen to what's going on in there. So you see Deputy Mike Dodd. You know him. You know of him. He's questioning the suspected insurgent Ivan Stoles. So Ivan's complaining that he's got severe heartburn and he's constantly touching his chest. He's asking for water and stuff. And Dodd is like, listen, you're not getting water. You're not getting anything until you give me some information. Till you give me something to go on. And he's like, listen, I got my chest hurts really, really bad. I just need to see some water. I may have drank something bad last night. I don't know. This isn't fair. You guys got to give me something. And he's like, I'm giving you shit until you start giving me information.
I kind of lean over to the captain and I ask, how do you want to take this? Easy way or the hard way?
Maybe we just get him back to headquarters.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Like bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, do we execute him now or do we save it for later?
Well, we'll let command deal with that. But is he still cuffed and everything?
Yeah, he's cuffed to a table in there.
Okay. All right. Knock on the door. Doosh, 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 doosh.
Dodd's like, say by the knock. I'm gonna go see who that is. Think of the information you're gonna give me before I come back. And then Dodd he stands up, slides out, slides the door. Oh, hello, Captain.
Yep. We're here in order to secure the prisoner.
Well, I wish I could say he was helpful, but he's been pretty tight-lipped.
Is he drunk like the other one in the cell? Or the drunk like the other one?
No, he was less drunk. The other one was way too drunk. This one is, he's just he's trying to stonewall me. Could you hey, this would really, could you maybe help and assist? Maybe if I had like an armed Marine with me. This guy.
I cock the smart gun when he says armed Marine.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this will help. And I could get.
I assume this is with a closed door.
All this is in the hallway that he can't hear. Because if
Yeah.
I had a Marine with me, like maybe you can help me get something out that I can go off of. So I can go back to the marshal without, not empty-handed.
Yeah. Where did you pick him up? You picked him up right outside?
Down the street from Oblivion's bar. Like they were trying to make. We got the call that someone was being belligerent. We went to the place. They said they'd already left, gave us a description. We were driving back down the street and these idiots fell into the road about half, about farther down the street. But we didn't see them because eventually I think they were hiding or whatever. It looked like they were evading, but we recognized Stoles immediately. Didn't know who your Marine was, but hopefully you know who he is.
Yeah, no, we know exactly who he is, and pull up my little device and pull up the photos of the other two that were in the bar. Have you seen these two before? Were they with him?
Oh, the two Marines?
No, I'm going to show him the photos of the other three
photos
Marines.
of the suspected. Yeah, the suspected. The guys that were on lookout, and the guys like. Nah, there's a lot of people there last night. I don't know them specifically.
Well, maybe we can run that through a database.
Well, yeah. Hey, let's. After this, we'll take them and run them through our records.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cap, you want me to scare the shit out of this guy?
Yeah, you go ahead. Yep, go ahead. I think if you can get a little bit more information out of him, great. Do what you do.
All right.
Yeah. Does he open up the door for me?
And I'm going to go back to the observation room and just watch everything through the feed.
Okay. So you head back into viewing room. Sergeant Iona goes back in with Dodd, and Dodd comes in, shuts the door, and you see kind of Stoles. He looks up and he's kind of like, oh, whoa! He's looking surprised on his face as an armed Marine with a giant machine gun strapped to his chest on a articulated arm walks in, and Dodd's like, oh yeah, shit just got real, didn't it, Stoles? And he sits and he sits down in his chair for you to do what you're gonna do.
Is he handcuffed to his?
He's handcuffed to the actual interrogation room. So we're gonna cut back to the cells. With
he's not responding to being yelled at. We're gonna have to open up the cell and go and give him a shove.
So there's cold bars. It's dimly lit. Yeah.
Is there a way of turning the lights on?
Yeah, it's lit. It's just not as
All right, well, I'll turn on my fucking side light.
All right, go ahead and make an observation roll.
And I'll be like Dante. If you stay out here with your gun, I'll go in and wake the prick up. Sorry, let me do it in his voice. I'll go in and wake the prick up.
That was perfect.
Observation.
Yep, observation roll.
Just
Turn on
me
your
or both of us?
Both of you.
Yeah, because
And
I'm shit at
straight
this.
observation. Yeah.
Well, neither of us are great. Oh,
Oh, wow.
Apparently I am great.
Yeah, that is obviously dried blood under his bed.
Oh, fucking idiot's drunken himself to fucking...
What state's he in?
Does he look a bit pasty?
God, he hasn't died in his
You
sleep,
kind of
has he?
can't see him. He's like facing away, facing the wall, and you kind of can't see his arms. And like you see his feet, he's got his clothes on, but you can't see his like face or his hands or his arms, nothing. But there's a lot of dried
Rise
blood.
and shine, Daisy! And I'll open the door and go in.
All right. You open the door and go on in.
Yeah, and I'll whip the sheet off, like, wakey, wakey!
So his body kind of slumps to the side, and you realize that his face and his hands have been chewed off, and there's a horrid hole in his chest where his ribs have been broken basically outward, and he's bled out all over the bed and all over the floor.
We've got a situation! My brilliant American accent. Aren't you all jealous of the amazingness of it?
Yeah. So Dante, you hear something like a slimy. You hear like a slimy pop kind of sound from somewhere behind you.
I will turn round, pointing my pulse rifle.
You whip around, pointing your pulse rifle, and up above in the ceiling, where the door is to the exit to the holding area, you see it looks like this fleshy biomass, like a cocoon type thing, and what has just plopped out of it is something straight out of your nightmares. And we're gonna draw initiative cards and start the show.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, I did just lock myself in a room too, so we'll see if any of us survive through this. It's gonna just be the captain just like walking out of the marshal's post, like, well, this is an interesting day.
This is an interesting development.
We lost Charlie Company.
Yeah, we lost Charlie. We lost Charlie team. All right, so I believe on your character sheets there is. Let me actually bring up the initiative tracker so that it's up. You're also going to have to make sure that your icon is highlighted before you roll for initiative. And let us.
Do we click initiative card or initiative dice?
Hold on. I think we should do initiative card.
Okay.
Are we all going to draw into this initiative, or just the people dealing with the cell?
Everybody should draw initiative, because if Ruth Ann decides to open fire, you're in it too. So everybody go ahead and draw an initiative card.
It's just one card, yeah?
Yep.
I think the card button requires you to enter a number rather than actually drawing a card.
Okay, never
so
mind. So I'm gonna delete hammer.
roll d10s maybe.
Use initiative dice. There you go.
And where would that be?
It's on the character sheet in the middle, like the middle top hub, where it says
Let's go.
dice.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so before we get too involved in this, so there are those roll buttons on the character sheet. So base dice, stress dice, initiative card, panic roll. The panic roll, whenever I need you to make a panic roll, you can go ahead and hit that. You can go ahead and hit that roll, and that's what it's going to give you. It's basically a d6 plus the amount of stress you have. And it'll give you a number, and then I'll look on the panic chart and see what that is. Basically, anything 7 and under, you're pretty much okay. If you get over 7, you start to have a panic attack or whatever. And then obviously, if I say make a base dice check with no stress dice, you just roll that base dice button and type in the number. Like if it's like heavy machinery or like strength or agility, since you can't really roll agility, I'll just say roll base dice 6 for agility, and then you just plug that in and roll it. So it does it, because sometimes some things don't count your stress, and your skill isn't in there.
Who didn't get added to the turn order?
Yeah, you did.
No, there's only 3 of us though, right?
You know, I don't think it added me to it,
I'll add him to it.
but I rolled
If
a
you-
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add him to it. Hold on.
God, I haven't used Roll20 in ages.
I know, right?
I think of
It's chunky.
it's a little,
I got
it's a little
a
one.
6. And the Xenomorph.
I think you can click on his token and press Control U, and I think it adds the token to the combat tracker. I think. Did that work?
No.
Oh,
there it is. Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Look at the brain on James. Pow. All right, and let me handle the Xenomorph. Initiative dice. And Mother God in 11. The drone is going to, on its turn, it's going to move over close to you, Dante. And go ahead and roll me a 1d6. If it's any consolation to you, you're going to want to roll low. Ooh, okay.
I might live.
Does she earn stress for seeing this monstrosity right away?
Yeah, she's about to learn something else. So, Dante, the Xenomorph charges you. This black insectoid thing out of Nightmare with a sharp tail that you probably should stay away from, and elongated head, runs on all fours and comes right up to you, and it basically its head hits you in the gut, and its tail sweeps your legs out from under you and it knocks you down, and it kind of stands over the top of you, kind of taunting you. Go ahead and add a stress level to your sheet. So you rolled a number 2, playing with its prey. The Xeno attacks but not to kill. The target is knocked to the ground and drops all handheld items. That music's a little loud. Handheld items, but otherwise takes no damage. So your rifle kind of drops next to you. You took a point of stress.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll another 1d6 because of your twitch. Okay, so you didn't. It's a 1 in 6 chance. I would say maybe that your rifle discharges into the thing, but so you have 1 stress level. Go ahead and make an immediate panic check, please. A 6.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be worse. A 6, I believe, is still nothing. Yep, keeping it together. You managed to keep your nerves in check, but barely.
Does she add her stress level to that though? So it's actually a 7.
No, the button did it automatically.
Oh, it did it.
Yeah,
oh,
if
okay.
you hit
Oh,
the
nice.
panic roll, if you hit the panic roll button on the sheet,
I
it
see
auto adds in stress. Yeah.
I see it. So she rolled a 4 and then plus 2. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Hammer.
All right.
You hear Dante like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Whatever she says, and
all right. So I'll turn around and go, "Holy shit!" And where my smart gun is that? Is that the smart? Is that the? Or is that the thing on the tripod?
oh no,
The gyro.
it's on an articulated arm on your chest.
All right. Well, I'll see it and I'll go, "Holy shit!" And I'll just fucking open fire on it.
All right.
I don't know. It's actually blood.
Go ahead and make a ranged combat roll, or use the weapon. Use your weapons basically list on the character sheet to go ahead and make an attack. Are you firing at full auto, or are you
Yes.
making a? Okay, so
Full auto.
okay, so add your stress up 1. Okay, so when you roll, there's a +2 modification to the roll. Just your
3 successes.
All right, so any success past the first success to hit, you can add damage, or you can add damage, or you can do a stunt. So, stunts with-
Can I move it away from Dante? Can I
Yeah, so
force it
stunts-
back?
Okay, yeah. So you can use your opponent. Yeah, opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back, for example, through an airlock.
Oh, I just want to push it away from Dante.
Okay, so you're going to damage it, and you're going to use that's one. So you can choose multiple stunts because you have two extra successes.
Okay.
So do you want to push the thing away and then add extra damage to it?
Yeah, I'll add extra damage.
Okay, go ahead. So you're going to do damage 4 to it. It's armor piercing, so it only gets half its armor. So yeah, so your bullets pierce through it. You rip into its chest, and it reels back from the full auto fire and stumbles out, lets out this horrendous screech. Everybody in the police station, just heard that smart gun go off. And hold on just a second. We got to roll and see if Dante gets splashed with acid or not.
So I was trying to make sure that she didn't get splashed with acid, but obviously, in character, I don't know. It does splash out damage. Splash out. Do you remember at the start when Nathan said, "Yeah, I don't look in the rule book when I'm running the game."
Yeah.
The first combat is always chunky.
It was in engaged range, and here is the acid splash.
Nothing.
Oh, right. It does 1 damage as it's a little bit of acid splashes on you, Dante, but way more would have splashed. But as the xenomorph falls back, the majority of the blood spurts onto the wall. So you sustain 1 point of damage as it minorly burns you. It doesn't hit your armor, so it didn't do any damage to your armor. It just kind of splashed on your legs a little bit. Hammer, James, you can also do that was a slow action. You also do a fast action if you want to. Fast actions include run, move through a door, draw a weapon, block attack, push, grapple, retreat, aim, seek cover, grab wheel, drive, use item.
All right, I'm going to step outside and I'm going to put one of my, take a hand off the gun or whatever. Take a hand, what's not on the trigger, and reach down to grab Dante's hand, offer my hand for her to grab. Is Dante he or she?
She.
She, yeah. I'll hold my hand out to, for her to grab.
Okay.
If that's doable.
That's doable. All right, Dante.
Being careful of, or being mindful of the fact that she might accidentally shoot me.
She's not currently holding her weapon, but yeah.
Still, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and what I want to do is pick up my rifle and shoot that thing.
All right, yeah. So fast action is readying your weapon, and slow action is firing.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a ranged combat. Oh,
fun.
Fun. So you hit, and you roll the 1 on the stress dice, so you induce a panic, but we'll deal with that in just a second. So you roll. So what do you want to do with your extra successes? Because you got 2 extra successes. You want to just directly add it straight to damage?
Yeah, I wanted it all in extra damage.
Okay. Right back to. So 4 damage. Okay, so it's gonna roll. It is. So does your weapon have the armor piercing trait?
It doesn't say on the character sheet, but
It would say
I
right there in
do
the
have the rule book open. Yes, it is armor piercing.
Okay. Well. All right. So yeah. Go ahead and roll your panic roll. 5. Okay, yeah, you're cool as a cucumber. You're cool as a cucumber. As you blast, so the xenomorph got pushed back. You blast this thing, and you completely spray into it, and your bullets riddle across its chest, and it falls back down to the ground. Go ahead and roll me, because I'll let you roll on the critical injury chart for it. So it kind of drops, it falls back and drops and stumbles, and it kind of it's trying to pick itself up on an arm, but it's got a bunch of bullets in it, and it's struggling to try to pick itself back up again. And we will move to Sergeant Iona. Sergeant Iona.
Yes, facing this degenerate Ivan Stoles, walking closer to him. I suppose this will be my fast action. Placing the barrel of the gun right below his chin on his throat, leans over to his PDA, his communicator, and says, "Dante, Hammer, Cap, everything okay out there?"
Yeah, you hear the unquestionable or undeniable sound of smart gunfire.
Yeah,
From
but I'm not
somewhere
gonna. I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna ask them if they need help.
All right. So you communicate. You want to do anything else?
No, no.
Okay. Captain Silva.
Situation report. What's going on?
The hostile has been eliminated.
What do you mean hostile?
I don't know either.
It's eating through the fucking floor.
It's black and shiny and it's dissolving things.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wash my feet.
I'm gonna
Quick,
use my fast action in order to kind of burst into the bullpen and prepare my rifle. I imagine that there's probably like bullet holes that have like pocketed through the doors and the walls coming from the cell area.
Not really, because Hammer's Hammer kind of had like a diagonal line of fire on it.
Okay.
So his spare bullets went into like cells 1 and 2. So yeah, you come out of there into the bullpen, weapon up, move to the side like you're moving to the holding cell. You see like the marshals are like on the ground. They heard the weapons fire and they're like, "Whoa!" And they like fell to the ground like, what the heck's going on?
And I'm going to call in from to the other folks that are in the carrier, and just as shit, who else is out here? Mason, I guess, right? Mason, get in here. We got live fire.
Yeah, she reports like they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Majewski just as her radio cuts out. He's like, "Fuck yeah!" And it's like it goes like,
cover the building. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just get myself over to that doorway, and then I'm be able to do a peek in if the doors, and that's pretty much what I imagine I get to.
Got it. Yeah. Go ahead and move your character to where you want to go.
Yep.
Because we'll say zone 1 is where you're at, and you move into zone 2 or the next zone over, which is there. Yeah. Yep. You can look through the door you have has like a glass like thing, and you see into you can see into the thing, and you see this thing out of whatever, some sort of oversized bug or something is laying on the ground. You see Dante down there. She's like on her back, sitting up with her pulse rifle aimed forward. And okay, so the xenomorph picks itself back up off the ground, moving significantly slower than it was before, and it kind of it hobbles and moves about as fast as it can. And since you're in the same zone, it still is able to move towards you, Dante. It gets on top of you, and I need you to roll another d6.
Okay.
I think you spoke way too soon there, Sue.
Oh no.
She just posted in chat, "I'm not dead."
Yet.
This is going to be funny. You're getting really good with these rolls. I love this. So it stumbles over to you, and it cocks its tail, locks its tail, kind of like freezing over its head, and it throws its tail at you.
Oh dear.
Oh no. All right, so it does 1 point of damage as the tail kind of sticks. It sticks into your chest. Go ahead and roll an armor roll. So whatever your nope. Okay.
The armor not working.
Armor's not working. So go ahead and make me a stamina roll. You take 1 point of damage. So mark the damage first, and then roll a stamina roll. Okay, so you feel the effects of some sort of paralyzing agent kind of taking effect, and you start to if you've ever been kind of woozy from passing out, you start to feel the TV screen close in around your vision as you realize that it's stuck you with its tail, and it's paralyzed. It's hit you with something, and you're slowly paralyzed or going to be paralyzed. That one success means that's how long you have until you go out, which is basically a round.
Oh shit!
So you'll have this round of action, and then you'll pass out. So the victim must make a stamina. So capture for the Hive is the option that what you rolled. Xenomorph attacks with its venom spiked tail with 10 base dice, damage 1. If the attack causes any damage, Xenomorph pulls its punch to only do 1 point of damage, and paralyzing venom takes effect. Victim rolls a stamina roll. Number of successes rolled is number of rounds they can stay up. Then they fall unconscious for 1 shift. That means 8 hours. Paralysis can be removed with a shot of adrenaline and a medical aid roll using a med kit. So somebody can wake you up again. But you also rolled a panic die on the stress die, so go ahead and make a panic check again. And anytime you roll that panic roll, your panic doesn't go up 1. So roll 3. So you keep it together. So Dante, Hammer, you're seeing Dante kick and scream and try to fight this thing off. She's been splashed with acid. She's just like because you guys are homeboys. She's holding it. She's holding everything together. She's doing everything that a Marine does. She's staying cool, calm, and collected, and she's not letting anything phase her, basically.
Yeah, I'm trying to be professional about this.
Yeah, and she's she's going. She's tough as nails, but going down slow, but not making a stink about it. Hey, it's Thursday. This is what Marines do. All right, Hammer. Your turn.
Is the tail still sticking in her?
No.
Okay. All right then. I'm just gonna point blank fire at this alien with my pulse rifle. Not pulse. Is it pulse rifle?
Your
Smart gun.
M56 smart gun.
Yeah. Close range. As close as possible. Eat this, bitch.
All right. Normally, close range fire is a -1 for engaged, but since you have a smart gun, it has software that
I'm not engaged though. Do you know what I mean? I'm. What? Yeah. All right. Okay.
You're not. Well, yeah. You wouldn't be medium range though. But go ahead. There's no negative to it, so you can go ahead and. Yeah.
Oh, I'm rolling off the smart gun, ain't I?
Yep.
And there's no modifier, is there?
No.
Oh, full auto though. Is that +2?
+2. Yep. Full auto is always +2. Add a stress to your character before you roll, though.
Oh, okay. Let me add another stress.
So just make a stress roll on the character sheet. Make a stress roll, and we'll count. The first.
Is that stress dice?
Yeah, stress dice. See if it asks you how many dice to add.
How many stress dice?
Just add 1, because you have. What's your stress?
Well, I've put it to 2 now.
Okay, so just roll 1 die, and we'll see if you get a success or you roll.
So am I putting 1? Yeah.
Put 1, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you get 3 successes. So options include switching initiative, adding to damage.
Yeah. Do I want to switch this initiative?
So you have 2 extra successes. So you could push it back again, and you could take its initiative, or you could take its initiative and do extra damage to it. Because you can do a stunt per extra success that you have. What do you want to do, James?
Right, I'd like to push it back again.
Okay.
Oh no, that doesn't work, does it? And then I'd like to pin down your enemy. They must make an immediate panic roll.
Okay, yeah.
And then do an additional. No, I don't get to do an additional damage. That's it, right?
I don't know if you can panic an alien.
You can't panic an alien, but he's.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Yeah. He doesn't know that though. He doesn't know that.
Well, I was gonna disarm it, but it says target drops weapon or other handheld object.
That's not bad.
It's not handheld, is it? It's attached.
So, Sue, as Hammer does not seem to learn from previous engagements, you get splashed with a significant amount of acid.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you, Dante. I'm sorry.
It does 3 damage as the acid splashes. Luckily for you, most of it hits your armor. So go ahead and make an armor roll. All right, armor's not helping.
This is bad armor.
So you take 3 damage.
Right, that takes me down to 0.
Okay. So you pass out.
Yeah,
And go ahead. Yep, you're gonna have to roll a d66 and make a critical injury.
24.
24. Excellent. Okay. All right. So some acid splashes on your mouth and dissolves to your 2 front teeth. So you have knocked out teeth. So your manipulation is going to be -2, and it takes D6 days till you can find a marine dentist to fix your teeth. All right. And James, go ahead and give me a D6 roll, so that because you critically injured this xenomorph.
5.
5. All right, so when you blast it this time half of its torso comes apart, which is probably why all that acid splashed on her, and it basically falls apart, and there's like really no way it's getting up now.
I don't think I'm going to stop firing though.
For real though, I want to stop firing. All right, Dante, it is your turn.
Right.
Is there anything you want to do before you pass out?
I'm not sure there is.
All right, then. This concludes today's programming, and the TV screen goes black. All right, so we're going to stop combat. All right, now we're open to anybody can...
Medic! Medic!
Upon hearing this gunfire, Iona is going to turn to the marshal and say, keep an eye on him, champ.
Medic!
Just
That's right.
pat him on the
Cool.
shoulder as he walks out the door, heading into the main area, hearing this medic cry. He's going to look around for med kits.
Yeah.
On the
So
walls.
every Marine carries their own med kit.
Yep.
Also, there's med kits
sorry.
on the wall, and also you're getting a radio call, Captain Silva from Chaplain.
Yep.
Chaplain's like, I hear gunfire, Captain. Is there?
Oh, I'm doing this over the radio, by the way. I'm not. I'm calling over the radio for medic.
Okay.
Yeah. Calm down, Hammer. Calm down. And I'll, at this point, I'll push open the door, and then kind of, what the hell was that? Where the hell did it come from? Yep. And I'll call for Chaplain. Chaplain, we need a medic.
Yeah. Mason is in the door before Chaplain because you called for her. So
Yep.
she's coming up behind you like, what the fuck's going on, Captain? And then
we don't know, but we got a prisoner secured, and I point her over to with not Dante, Iona. Secure the prisoner. We got this covered.
okay, so
Iona's going to be watching the monitors to see what happens in there. He's poked his head out. He sees the captain delivering orders down this hallway, and he's just going to lean over and just watch the monitors to see if anything happens.
you don't really have to watch monitors too. You can bring them up on your PDAT as well if you want to. You can bring up what they're seeing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Or you can.
I mean, the monitor's looking into the interrogation room.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So I step into the hallway. At this point, rifle out, door open, and just check the surroundings. Oh, what the hell happened to her? What the hell is that?
I don't know, sir. I don't know. It 1 minute. 1 minute. I was in there checking on who is it in there?
Reese.
Reese. He's got a cavity in his chest. And the next minute, I heard Dante screaming, and this thing was up against. This thing was over her.
Well,
Sorry,
secure
so I
seat,
forgot my accent. I think we're gonna have to piss on her to stop the acid.
Oh God.
Hold on a second. Speaking of which,
If Dante was awake, she would request soap.
Yeah. Is this one of those like Pulp Fiction situations where you got to get the adrenaline right into the heart? Just
all right.
Yeah.
So luckily, Chaplin is precise in his delivery of medical aid. He stands down, by, you see him come in, and he kind of jumps over the dead xenomorph, and he's like, "Watch out, that thing's bleeding acid." And he jumps over it, and he gets down next to her, and he's like, "What happened? What happened to her?" And he's like calling to Hammer, basically, what happened to her.
I'll say it stuck her with its tail, and then it bled over her after I shot it a few times.
All right. So you see him. It moves out some stuff with the med kit. He hits her with a shot straight in the chest, and it comes out. Sue, Dante wakes up. You kind of jolt awake as you're in an immense amount of pain, but you're not really, you're in an immense amount of pain, but you're not. It's not debilitating. As the burns kind of subside on some of your clothing, you do talk with a lisp now because your two front teeth have been burnt out or knocked out. You can't remember how you lost them, but for some reason you just woke up. You have 1 health point back, by the way.
Okay.
And you're back awake with your two front teeth knocked out.
Someone get me some water.
Yeah, Chaplin hands you. He's got a thing of water.
I'm sure we would all have canteens, right?
Chaplin's, well, you probably camelbacks or whatever, but Chaplin carries a canteen of water. Which Chaplin's like, "Hey, you have careful, lean your head back. You've got some teeth missing."
Headquarters, this is Charlie team. Headquarters, this is Charlie team.
This is Myers. Go ahead.
We have some sort of xenomorph situation here. I've never seen anything like this. It's bleeding acid. It took out one of my men. Took out one of my women. One of my Marines. I think she's going to be okay, but it killed the prisoner.
Killed the prisoner. All right. Secure the body for transport, and see if you can secure any of the remains for transport as well.
This thing is bleeding acid, sir.
Well, hell, Marine, figure it out. Don't leave it there in the Marshal Station.
Yep. No.
So you can hear right now. You can hear from outside in the bullpen area. Are you in the bullpen area? Or did you move into the actual holding cell area?
I would have moved right into the doorway. The hallway.
Okay, yeah. You can hear Mason, like, "Oh, great, just what we need." Hey, and you can hear some arguing going out into the bullpen area.
Poke my head out there.
All right, you see Mrs. Eckford. Mrs. Eckford is the Weyland-Yutani company representative, and she's standing in the bullpen lobby of the Marshal Station, and she has 4 armored up. Like, if you've ever seen Aliens, like the Alien 3, the movie where she's on the prison planet, when Weyland-Yutani shows up, they show up in these guys with these big white, basically environmental suits on. They look like ribbed, like they're old, like ancient spacesuits. They're wearing that outfit, basically. They're wearing these environmental suits, and they've got weapons and various non-lethal devices, like they're used to catching things. And they're standing in the lobby with her, and she's arguing with the marshals and Mason.
I'll walk up. What is this?
You're the one in charge.
Yes.
Everybody, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna talk to Captain. Captain Silva, is it?
It's Silva. Yes.
Yeah. You know who I am? I'm Mrs. Eckford. I'm the company representative on this godforsaken moon.
That's great. I think we need you to leave.
I know you need me to leave, but I believe we can help each other out.
This is the military operation. I need everyone in order to clear the area.
Okay, but would you like some assistance in removing the remains of that thing that you have in there?
What do you know about it?
How the fuck do they know?
Hammer.
all questions that need to be answered, James. So she says, I believe so what I know about that is it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, really took out one of my men.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I'm sorry for that, Cat, but I believe she's okay. She's looking through the door just like you. The door's open. And she sees her.
Chaplain, what's the situation on Dante?
He's like, he gives you the hang 10.
Right.
He's like, she's stable, Captain. She's okay. Up and running in no time.
Yeah. Well, where the heck did that thing come from?
All right, let's bring up her stuff. Go ahead and make a manipulation roll.
Brilliant.
Shit.
Are we ready?
You got this, Cap.
I do.
You got this.
One success. But we know these corporate types.
Okay. Yeah, so she's like, listen, Captain, far be it from me to step on your toes, but I'm wailing you, Tawny. We know everything that's happening on this rock. Not a lot of stuff I can cue you. If you encounter anything like this, you know we can work together and I can help. I have a team here behind me specifically designed and trained for capture and seizure of any alien life form or undiscovered previous alien species.
You got here awfully quick, though.
Yeah, we're plugged in. We scan airwaves actively for any calls going out. And we were with the current climate of this moon and what's going on up in the atmosphere. We've been actively seeking these fugitives as well.
Well, one of them is dead in the holding cell. This thing must have killed him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. If you would like, I can secure the remains as well. Make sure they get back to Fort Nebraska, or you're welcome to do that.
If you've got the equipment for it, but be careful, the thing's bleeding acid.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Marine as well.
Marine comes back with us.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you've got enough space in the APC to put a body in.
And I would assume that the Marshal say probably has body bags.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
You've got body bags too.
Okay. So we'll get a body bag in. So what do you know about this thing? Have you seen others, or is this the only one? The fact that you're here.
I don't really know. We know that the fugitives stole stuff. They stole weapons intelligence, but we don't really know exactly what they stole or how much they stole.
And you have any? Well, I assume that you don't have any knowledge in terms of where the others are. And I'm going to pull.
No, that's why we're out here. That's why we're out here looking.
Yeah.
You obviously know you. It's obvious to you she knows more than she's telling you. But you're getting like the standard company answer.
Sure.
Yeah, we're Weyland-Yutani. We know lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hammer.
What?
Yep. I pull Hammer to the side. And there's something they're not telling us.
I'm gonna be like, how the fuck do they know?
I have no idea how they got here this quickly either.
I'm like, well, if they know this, here we go. Here's my brilliant American accent again.
Yeah.
Well, if they know about this, maybe they know where the rest of those fuckers have gone.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, but then they would have gotten them already.
Not necessarily.
I don't know what sort of additional resources that they have, but we haven't checked the city's cameras as well. I mean, there might be some additional traces or sense of like where they went. Are they above us? Are we working for them, or are we working for the military? Marine Corps does not work for Weyland-Yutani.
Well, tell them to fuck off then.
That's certainly the case, but we got to keep our options open too in case we need more information from them. We still have to find the others. Why don't you go and check on Dante, make sure that she's okay, get her up and running, and secure that body back there. I'm going to go see what Iona and Mason are up to in terms of the prisoner.
Do we have any body bags?
Yeah, I'm sure we got one back in the truck.
All right, I'll ask one of the guys in the truck to bring in a body bag. Yeah. An empty one, preferably.
I'm going to head for the restroom and get cleaned up.
Is there anything going on in the interrogation room while this is all happening?
Yeah, no, like Stoles is like, he's just like, what the fuck's going on? Are you in there with him, or are you kind of in the doorway?
I'm watching. If there's a way to watch from outside the interrogation room.
Yeah, you're watching from outside. Yeah.
Iona, and I call
He's just
in.
sitting there quietly trying to manipulate his.
Yeah, you want to walk this guy out of here, or you want to bring him out in a bag?
Walk him out. We don't know what sort of additional information he might have.
All right. Iona's gonna walk back in there.
But this site isn't secure. I want to get him back to the fort.
Are the Weyland-Yutani people still in the bullpen?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're moving. They're trying to move you guys away from the holding cell area so they can scoop up the remains of the Xeno that's in there.
Well, Iona is going to go into the interrogation room and look at the marshal and say, "Hey, can you unchain him from the desk? You can take him back to headquarters for a little debriefing, quick debriefing."
Yeah, so like the Dodd goes in, he's like, "You're in for it now. Marine's gonna take you." He starts undoing the cuffs, and Stoll's like, "Listen, don't you don't have to do this. I don't want to go with the Marines."
Shut up! I say, putting the gun right on his chest, or
listen,
right on him.
I know where one of your Marines is. I know what the plan was for if they got a hold of all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, and you can discuss it with us on the way out of here.
I mean, yeah, can I just tell you now? And
Sure.
then I can stay here?
I suppose we could work something out, yeah. What do you know?
Well, what guarantee? Can you guarantee that I'm going to stay here?
I say, drumming my fingers on the trigger of the gun. I can promise you that you can stay here.
Hey, no need to, And Dodd like uncuffs him and puts the cuffs, from the desk, puts the cuffs back on in front of him. And he's like, "We got a call from a contact that kind of stakes out the Oblivion Bar. A couple people, a couple Marines wanted to defect to the UPP. They said they had some secrets they were going to hand over to kind of smooth it over, make it worth their while. We have some contacts at the UPP. We're going to take them to the old oil refinery up north, and wait for the UPP contact to get in contact with us and hand them over. but there's only one Marine that actually made it, and he is going to have a chest burster burst out of him. Just kidding.
God. Oh, it's hard skipped a beat here.
So he's like, listen, we were supposed to take him to the old refinery. The only person that we got a hold of is the sergeant named Wojak. And Wojak's got way more than just like intelligence. She said she smuggled out some sort of bioweapon, and she's willing to hand it over to the UPP for safe passage.
That's very interesting. I'll relay some of this back to. Yeah, that's good. Now, I guess to answer your question as to whether or not you can stay here, you can if you'd like, but you can't stay here and live. I say, cocking the gun. So you can come with me, or you can stay here.
I don't have a choice. And he stands up.
Yeah, come along. I escort him out to the bullpen. Say, Cap, you ready to go? Ivan here has been telling me stories about an ore refinery out west where we can find our other defectors.
Yeah. Let's see if we can secure the coordinates and relay that information to headquarters.
You see, like Miss Eckford. She's like, "You got a possible location? You want to share it? We can help."
We don't need any civilian assistance.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll just get in the way.
Okay. You Marines do your thing. If you need any assistance, though, you can always call.
Yeah.
The fort can patch you through to me.
All right. And was Manning still there? He was the.
Oh yeah, the marshal's still there.
Yeah. If you got any security footage of the area, anything that you can get in terms of if they headed out to whatever this location was, maybe there's a way of identifying what vehicle they took or roughly when they went out there. Leave cameras on the roads.
Yeah. So he's like, well, what do you want to look at? I got lots of stuff. He brings you over to like the communications area. He's like, I got incident reports. I've got infrared sensors.
Yep. Chaplain.
Satellite.
Chaplain, come over here. And I'll pull the synth over in order to see what you can make out of this. We've got obviously some different means of getting some information here. You said infrared cameras from where to where?
Well, we got infrared. We got infrared spectrograph of the whole colony. Like, what specific area you want to look at?
Well, immediately the old oil refinery.
All right. He looks. He's like, "Huh, that's funny. There's a heat source there, but it's been shut down for decades."
Apparently, someone's out there. Do you have the specs, the building specs?
It's like several buildings, but yeah, he can download them to you.
Is the heat source coming from a particular building?
Yes and no. And he's like, hey, it might be some wildcatters out there just built the fire and they're drinking.
It's possible, but we're gonna have to certainly check it out. Do you have any footage of vehicles coming in and out of that area?
As of now, no. I don't see anything on the spectrum.
In the last few hours, is that sort of information recorded?
Yeah, Chaplain can't. Chaplain, he's like, he backs it up and kind of looks at it, and he's like, I don't see any vehicles, but there's definitely movement. He's like, Captain, you should be able to. The chaplain's like, looking at some of these readings and stuff. Any minute now, we could be, the weather conditions are going to drop, and this place is going to get buried in snow.
Well, we got to get out there then ASAP.
I kind of look at Chaplain with the prisoner and say, you folks said that this thing came out of its chest, right?
Who?
Maybe we should give the prisoner a quick
Who said that?
Iono Didn't somebody mention that chest first? Maybe I'm maybe I'm just metagaming by mistake. I thought it was brought up.
So it was brought up because Hammer said that Hammer was yelling that something. So he's got like this Marine's got a open cavity in his chest.
Yeah, but I don't know it's the alien, right? In character, I don't know because there's no direct linkage. It's too big to fit in that tiny little hole in the chest. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Ivan looks like he's been feeling sick, at least. I mean, he said he's like sweating and looks.
Well, he's been drinking all night long. It's no wonder. Yeah.
Chaplain's like, I can check him out if you want to once we're in the APC.
Okay.
Well, hang on.
Auto doc to kind of check him out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll finish sipping up the. I'll finish sipping up the body bag.
All right. Yeah. Of Reese.
Yeah, Dante, get your pretty face back out here. You can deal with your teeth later.
Yeah, punching Dante, I was like, oh, shit, what happened to you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it.
Which is probably a first for Dante.
Oh, God, that looks horrible. Looks like your teeth dissolved out of your mouth. Ugh.
Yeah, dissolved teeth don't taste good.
So one of the dog catchers, one of the Weyland-Yutani employees in the environmental suit, he walks up to you, Dante, as you come out of the bathroom, and he hands you 2 syringes. And he's like, "Hey," he's like, "You're a tough son of a bitch here." And he hands you a syringe of X-Stims and a syringe of Naproleve. And Naproleve, X-Stims obviously stimulate you. Naproleve gets rid of all your stress.
Sorry, being English, it sounds like nappy release. So you shit yourself.
Naproleve. So you hit yourself with Naproleve, and you are it removes all your stress. But you can only use it once per shift. If you use it more, it makes you there's side effects. You get loopy, and your agility gets reduced because it is a narcotic.
Okay.
And X-Stims do good stuff. I just don't know where they are right now. We'll look at them on the break.
I'm addicted to those, I think. Am I?
Cool.
Is that what I'm addicted to?
Why not? Yeah, I think you are addicted to X-Stims.
Yeah, I'm addicted to X-Stims, yep. What do they do?
Hammer can smell them.
Yeah, I'll come out with a... What's that you got there, Dante? You don't need that.
Hold on a sec, I'll look it up.
Sorry. Hey, you don't need that. There you go. So I had to do my accent.
Page 137. Let's do it. Looking at the book again. Pharmaceuticals. I guess they're X drugs. Yeah, he gives you Naproleve and X drugs. So X drugs, there are more extreme drugs out there. These X drugs increase strength, endurance, and the senses, but prolonged use can result to severe side effects such as hallucinations, seizures, psychosis, and stroke. Colonial Marine Corps is rumored to be experimenting with new powerful X-Stims for its soldiers, and some unscrupulous companies quietly supply their workers with similar illegal stimulants in an effort to increase productivity. Effects and prices vary. But if Weyland-Yutani is giving it to you, they're probably giving you the good stuff. So Naproleve immediately reduces your patient's stress to 0, and yeah, if you use more than one hit per shift, you get a -1 modification to all agility-based skill rolls until the end of the shift. But it's instant pain reliever. Instant pain reliever for all strains, stresses, and irritations, like having your stuff dissolved.
I'll thank him somewhat incoherently. Yeah, hang on to those for the moment. I might want them later.
All right. So yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch. He hands you the syringes. Okay.
I don't see who handed it, do I?
Make an observation roll.
Okay.
You can't be bothered, huh?
Well, we know how good I am at this role. Oh shit. So does that mean I get stressed from fucking looking?
Yeah. So you make it. So go ahead and roll me a panic roll.
So does my stress level go up?
No, your
No?
stress level is not going to go up, but you are going to roll a panic check. It might go up because of a panic roll.
There's an 8.
Ooh, that is something on the chart.
The most dangerous
So,
enemy. Ourselves.
Where is Hammer?
I guess I'm. I guess
kind
I'm.
of in the bullpen.
Well, I guess I was coming out of the bullpen when I saw. Well, I don't think I don't know if I saw it actually happen, but as you all said, I could smell it all. I could smell the
You
the
did make
X-stim.
you did make the observation roll and you did spot it. So you rolled a 8. So yeah, you start like as you see this guy kind of turn and hand stims to one of your close friends, you kind of suddenly realize that it's been a while since you've done some good X stims, and you start kind of getting the shakes, and you start kind of like your hands start shaking, you start getting a tremble. You rolled an 8, which is tremble. Is you tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2 penalty for the duration.
Hey man, who handed it to you? Who was it?
It was the Wayland Yutani guy, one of the Wayland Yutani guys.
I'm gonna go. Hey, you ain't got any more of those stims, have you?
What to give to you? You look like you're barely holding it together as it is.
Hey man.
Why would I give you stims?
Hey man. You know, I had to deal with the shit inside there as well.
Yeah, but I mean, are you sure you're all right? You should look all right.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah,
Just give me some damn sims.
Hey, this guy's tweaking out over here. Somebody want to help me with this dude? And Chaplain notices. He's like, oh, hey, hold on. And Chaplain comes over, and he's gonna go ahead and make a roll to help you out. Chaplain.
Here I was hoping he was a secret drug dealer.
I thought he would be. I thought I could turn him into an additional source of sims. Sims? Fuck knows where I got that. I mean stims, alright? I don't mean sims. Slight difference.
Reduce your stress by 1.
Off.
And you come out of it. So he calms you down. He hits you with some. He hits you with a mild sedative. He's like, here, hold on. I got something to help you. He uses part of his medical bag and he hits you with a sedative. And you kind of get under control. And the Wayland Yutani's like, God, these Marines are tweakers. And he freaking steps around you and walks off.
What did you call me?
He's not listening. He ignores you. Keeps walking.
I'm gonna look over to Captain, see if I have permission to shoot him.
Hammer, keep it together. All right?
He walks off, and Hammer's like, Silva's like,
we got a mission. We've got 3 other sin eaters on the loose, and we know where they are. We got a storm bearing down on us. Get the body and the prisoner. We're gonna drop both of them off at the headquarters, and then get immediately over to the oil refinery.
Well, what are we gonna do about the thing that's eating its way through the floor at the moment?
Let the corporate guys figure that out. All right.
Oh, did we give them the body then? I was in the back. I was out back. I didn't hear what's going on.
Yeah, so we have the corpse, the human corpse in with us because that's a Marine, right? Even if they're a traitor. And then we have the prisoner, but the alien body, Yeah, see if you can get that tail. If there was a piece
Right.
that was shot off. Or,
I walk out. I walk out with the knife. I walk out with the knife and go try and cut the tail off.
So if it's acid, if there's a body part that's already blown off, grab that. We can see if we can secure that. Get headquarters some piece of this, but we're not going to be able to bring the whole body back. We got a little short on time.
Well, who's taking?
There's no way you can grab any part of this without getting burned.
Okay, then no, then we'll leave it.
Yeah. I gotta look at. So anybody who was over by the comms area with you, Silva, can make a comm tech roll, and I need anybody who was over by the comms. That might have been. I don't think that was Hammer. Iona, were you over by the comms area?
Yeah, I've been wandering around the bullpen all
Okay,
morning.
both you
I
and
just came out of the loose. So be over there.
Okay, so go ahead, Dante. You can make a comm tech roll as well. And Bishop or not Bishop, but Chaplain was over there as well.
Fail.
You want Silva to roll as well?
Yeah, have Silva roll as well.
Success 1.
Awesome.
Nope, that's not my. That was
Yeah,
Dante.
that was me.
I still have 1.
So you hear over some of the transmissions, like there's a you hear there's stuff logged and cataloged, like you hear an incident at the spaceport where a person had climbed the fence to try to get in. You know, the spaceport's kind of on lockdown, and the ship there, I think it's called the Mendez, it's grounded. The Conestoga class cruiser is there, and it's grounded for evac, but Colonel Myers has suspended all evacuation until you guys finish your mission. So one of them is caused a ruckus and breached the fence, but Bravo team have reported the breach, and they were trying to, they're rounding up everybody who got inside and they're repairing it. You also hear like a background chatter about San Rocco Medical Facility has reported no deaths or new patients. In fact, you don't hear, there's no reports coming from San Rocco at all. There's also obvious weather warning that's been put out. And the whole time you're listening to this, I think everybody passed their check except Iona. So both you, Silva and Dante, you hear like a background clicking. Each time you hear like radio chatter come up about one of these instances, you hear like background clicking going over under the static. And you're trying to piece it where you've heard it, but it's odd, and you've been, can't remember, maybe it's like training somewhere or whatever. And then Chaplain keys in. He's like, that's a code, that's background code that's using the signal of local comm chatter that's to piggyback a message like out and probably off planet.
Can we isolate the source?
Can we translate it?
Can't really isolate the source, but it says, let me decipher the message real quick. It says, awaiting package delivery. And the signal, we don't know where it's going, but the signal is originating somewhere in the oil refinery fields.
It would seem to me that, and I pull the whole gang together, it seems to me that we've got a location or a bead on the rest of them. We should probably call in and get the spaceport locked down, because if anyone gets past us, we don't want them getting off planet.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So you guys move out to your APC?
Yes.
Yes, I'm taking up the back, keeping a gun on Ivan.
No problem.
Somebody's going to have to watch him, because I don't trust Zemecki to drive this thing.
I mean, once you get him inside the APC, you can basically zip strip him, duct tape him, wrap him up, and mummify him and duct tape and just put him in the back of the APC if you wanted to. Yep. Or you could just handcuff him and lock down one of the seats to keep him in there.
Yeah. I thought Bishop was going to... I thought we were going to have Bishop have a look at him. Not Bishop.
He is once he gets in the
Once he
chaplain.
gets
He
in
is once he
chaplain.
gets in the APC.
We could have a
They'll
little bit of
scan him and
fun and handcuff him to the ceiling in the snowstorm, but I think that would be needlessly cruel. He's been so helpful.
So as you guys move out of the police station, the marshal's like, "Hey, I wish you guys the best of luck." Mrs. Eckford's like, "Happy hunting." And
Stay safe, and don't trust the corporate folks.
Oh, come on. You see Mrs. Eckford like, really? And she comes back to, "Hey, be careful with that. That's important." And you see the guy's trying to shovel this alien into a containment case. It's like acid proof or whatever. You guys walk out, and the storm has hit, and it's starting to like there's snow cover starting to hit pretty hard. All right, yeah. So you are loaded up in the APC. There is a very so there's a very very bad snowstorm that's just starting. Snow's coming down. It looks like it's not going to let up. Yeah. And you guys want to head out to the oil fields. Are any of you?
I think we want to drop off the prisoner back at the base.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta. I don't see the map. You guys gotta drive by there. Let's go to the. Let's go back to the Ariakas map.
It is on the way, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's due north.
Yeah, you guys are at the Marshall Station. So yeah, you can head to Fort Nebraska, and then head out to the oil refinery up top. So yeah, you're driving out.
Yep.
Out to Fort Nebraska. Are you going to call ahead?
To the oil refinery?
No, to Fort Nebraska.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so you let Colonel Myers know that you got a prisoner coming in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And one of our fugitives as well. We tried to secure the body of this xenomorph, but this thing is bleeding acid. Didn't have the equipment with us, but Wayland Katani was there.
Is it? Yeah, that's Mrs. Eckford. She's been out looking for these things too. Okay.
What do you mean things? Are there more than one?
Yeah, it looks like the fugitives, her, whatever they took. You see him trying to make like a quick recovery.
Yeah. Give him, and this is my superior, so I kind of give him a look, but still, kind of staying rigid and informal. Sir, is there more than we need to know?
Not as far as I know. Just listen. Just get the mission done, Captain.
Yes,
Can we all hear this?
Oh yeah. It's on the comms.
I'm gonna lean out of my. I'll assume I'm in like a boost, not a boost chair. That's what children sit in.
Yeah.
Like a roller coaster thing, because they come down, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean out, once he's finished with the call and go, maybe we should get those corporate types to assist us.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. If there's more of them, we took one out. We just have to make sure that we get them before they get close. Do we have
Yes. Speaking of which, Chaplain, how's the prisoner looking?
He's okay. You see Chaplin's like he's got one hand on the bar. He's not even strapped in, and he's kind of staying steady. He's got the auto dock. He's kind of scanning the guy, and he's like, he's fine. He had some looks like he had some bad food last night, but he's good to go. He's okay.
So not about to explode or anything.
Human beings don't explode well under certain circumstances, but he's fine. He's not going to explode.
Yeah,
He's not going to
I'll
puke in my
point at
APC, is he?
I'll point at the body bag. That one did.
Yes, that was unfortunate.
Well, the other one, the alien must have just tore them apart or something like that.
Yeah, maybe you got too close to the. No, but he was in the bed. There was no sign of struggle.
And the doors were locked.
And the door was locked.
And this is Chaplain speaking. Chaplain's
Oh.
Also, and the doors were locked. Also, the wound, as I saw it, as the briefly, looked like his chest was bursted out.
So you think there's something else out there? I mean, it couldn't have been this. I mean, it's you saw the size of that beast.
Well, we didn't.
I did see a fleshy sack type thing that was up on the ceiling. Does that have anything to do with it?
Sorry, what?
I saw a fleshy type of biomass that was above the door to the exit to the holding cells area.
What?
Did that
What
have anything
flesh?
to do with it?
What fleshy biomass?
So there was a when like you heard kind of like a pop and like a.
Yeah, but I didn't.
slimy
If you
sound.
remember, I didn't see it. It was Dante that saw it, not me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Dante,
Oh.
did you see anything?
Yeah, there was some kind of big blob, and then that thing dropped out of it.
What was it, like an egg sack or something?
But I didn't pay that much attention. I was kind of preoccupied at the time.
Chaplain's like, it could make sense. Maybe it's a cocoon or something.
Oh, like a
Always
moth,
know.
yeah.
So at least we know what to look for.
Zimajewski's like, what fucking difference does it make? Are they bulletproof?
I think Hammer took it out just fine, but problem is that acid attack.
Acid. These things are badass, man.
Yeah, but if just stick to your training, everything will be fine. We'll
Yeah.
get through this.
Is this crazy man more crazy than me?
Zimajewski?
Yeah. Is this the?
He's unpredictable.
Oh.
But he's a trigger puller. Like if you get into a firefight, you want a psycho standing next to you, not some medic or something, somebody with a cushy desk job or somebody with a like one of the mechanics or one of the pilots in the spaceport. The bullets start flying. You don't really like to hang out with Majewski because all he really talks about is violence and drinking and having sex with females. But if you're in a gunfight, this is the dude you want next to you.
Or in front of you.
It's like
Well, no. You want
Dante.
Dante? No, you want Dante in front of you.
Dante's
Flash that smile.
designated meat shield.
No, she shoot. No, you don't want to shoot you, do you?
Yeah. So you guys are yeah, exactly. So you're driving to Fort Nebraska. You guys pull in. There's a team of support personnel ready to try to help you offload the remains and the prisoner.
Yeah. Open the door into the blizzard and just unstrap him and push him out into their waiting arms.
Okay, yeah, they take control of him. Okay, good job, guys.
Hand them the body bag.
Yeah, we'll take care of this.
So,
They kind of carried out with two or three people take that out with care and respect.
Do we?
If anyone needs to reload or get additional clips, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, we're back on the road in 30 seconds.
Do we have? Well, I probably could do with a restock of bullets.
Me too.
The APC has all the ammo you would ever want.
Oh, okay.
It carries food, it carries water, it carries medical supplies. It never complains, never gets tired. Never.
Does it have soft food that doesn't require chewing?
Yes. So the
Shut the door and drive off to the oil fields.
Yeah. So just so you know that ammo is not tracked in this game. It's just assumed that you have it on you. Ammo is tracked in reloads. So we'll say that smart gun people everybody has 2 reloads of weapons. Since the guns hold like 66 rounds, smart gun holds like 200. If you rolled if one of your stress dice comes up as a panic, this comes up as a face hugger on the stress roll, you empty your magazine, you have to reload. Other than that, you're just considered to be firing and reloading as you go. So, all right. Yeah, so you guys head north to the oil fields. So
hang on, does any of us have a motion tracker? Because it might be worth using a motion tracker, right? If we want to keep these things at distance.
I would assume that we'd have equipment like that on the.
Look on your sheets and see if any of you have it. If you don't, I'll look on Chaplin's.
Well, I don't. I don't have a motion trend. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do
have
not.
one.
You need both hands on your machine gun.
Exactly.
Same thing with Iona. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I need both hands to use it, you see.
Yeah. So, this Majewski's like, yeah, we got one on the APC, one of the old 134s. And it's like the handheld one you see in the actual Aliens movie.
Yeah.
There's an experimental like 136 model M136 motion tracker that's fold out that fits on a pulse rifle, so you can kind of look. But it's expensive. It's in stages. It's delicate. It has like less range and carries less battery juice than the old 134s. I mean, you got plenty of those on the.
Dante, why don't you grab the motion tracker?
Okay.
Yeah, just keep it away from Zimjinski. He'll break it.
Vehicles. Where are NPC cards? Story cards. There's no motion tracker.
Is it like 5 power assigned to it?
Yeah, but we'll look it up later. Don't you have to worry about it now. And I've got a deal. An extra card to Dante. Boom, there you go. Dante, you get a story card.
Okay.
All right, so, yeah. You guys head to the oil field. So it's been a little bit. I mean, it took you maybe, 20, 30 minutes to get to Fort Nebraska and then do the changeover and stuff and then get back up on the road. It's going to take you probably another 15 minutes to drive out to the oil refinery.
So is that long enough for me to get a health point back?
Yeah, so let's go with, so 20 minutes. So yeah, you're back up to full health. Because it's
Okay.
enough of a turn. You're also all you guys' stress is relieved.
I should mention probably the top speed of this APC is about 90 miles an hour based on this card, and we're going pretty close to that.
Ease up a little. We got to get there safely.
In the ice storm.
Maybe
Maybe not the ice storm. We cut
Yeah.
it back a little bit because of the ice storm.
Visibility is significantly reduced. So yes, you get out to the oil refinery. All right. Let us switch.
Ooh.
All right. So let's get some tokens on the board here. Get some observations. Oh wait, I can't do that. I gotta do the other tokens. Otherwise you guys can be all over. This is way too hard to read. Yeah, here we go. Get you up there. You over here. You over here. And we'll add them in later. No.
I don't like you saying I will add them in later.
No, I'm talking about the for NPCs.
Ah.
Yeah.
It hits, and I'm gonna need more dice.
Well, it's a good thing we're not playing Shadowrun.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Like all the freaking
Can you
dice.
bring the dust cart up with full of dice, please? I need to do an agility test.
Yeah,
Right,
Dante's
I've rolled-
spending this journey eating soup, trying to get rid of the taste of dissolved teeth.
Do you eat soup? Or do you drink it?
If you're a Marine, you eat soup. You see Dante in the back of the APC. She's like drinking soup, and she's going. It's just falling out of her teeth. Chaplain's just like, oh, just leave her alone. She's okay. All right, hold on. Let me look at this real quick.
Chase that with
You
some
pull
ice
up-
cream.
So, what is your plan? You can look at the map real quick. This is what the spectrograph imaging is giving you for the plan for the actual oil fields of where this signal might be coming from. Go ahead, if you will, as a captain and a Marine squad, develop your plan for what you're going to do, how you're going to recon this, and what you want to do to kind of investigate the area.
All right. Well, pulling the leadership here. Gunnery sergeant and sergeant. Looking at the building here, we've got multiple exits in order to cover. We're going to end up having to go from a couple of different sides.
All right, we should put the APC near one of them, whichever one is the most likely for an escape.
Well, the offices are would assume that's probably, if you're going to be comfortable, you're going to be probably in the office. So station a vehicle out there with Zimjuski. He can man the turret in order to make sure nothing comes out that way.
You should draw the map. You should draw lines on the map. You should be going, yep, we go there.
Okay. So.
Sorry.
There we go. That's my vehicle. Or Ladybug, your choice. So we can cover out there. God, there's way too many entrances. I don't like the idea of splitting this up. One vehicle, alternatively, scratch that in terms of the vehicle. Can I lift this vehicle up now? If we move the vehicle up here, both exits can be covered. It's then one. So it's one person can cover both of those exits. Send in one team that direction. And then here and here.
Wouldn't it be better to have a team going, so one from there, or that one, or the other one on the opposite side, and have someone coming from that way?
Well, short answer, if this team holds, we can let these two over on the right side of the building sweep in until they get past this door.
Right.
And they can basically watch both directions to make sure that no one's coming out of this door or coming out of this door.
Okay.
Unless someone else has a better suggestion.
No, I like it. We try to flush them up north, and when they run to escape, they'll run into the APC.
Yep.
So all we have to do on the outside is just make some noise and scare them, and whoever's in the APC will have to do most of the work.
Well,
So
I still think
Zimjuski
I think we still need to get a drop on them. I don't want this to be, if we can take them quickly and fastly. I don't want to have this be an extended siege, not with the snowstorm.
How volatile would it be inside?
So, let's look at.
Because I can see gas treatment pipes.
So let me look at the events real quick, because there is some information on that.
So there's a total of how many of us? 7. Right. So it's 3 teams of 2. and then one person in the ATV. Right. So everyone has a buddy. We can have, one of the smart guns basically go in down here. We'll call this number 1. Team 2. Team 3. So assign smart gun to team 1 and 3. And then I'll go in with one of the riflemen into team number 2.
Being a sergeant, I'll take team 3.
I have a question, Nathan. Did I get a story point for that then? The card?
Yeah, so you'll get the story points at the end of Act 1 when we
Oh,
resolve.
okay.
Yeah, when we resolve. Okay, so let's start. You guys can start if you want to. Start moving tokens into your start positions that you want. We'll do rolls and stuff to assess recon in a minute. But you guys can move your tokens around the board. Who do you want where on what team before you go into this this compound? This compound is pretty big. So
Is it enclosed or is it open aired?
it's open aired. So there's if you look at, see these white dots? Those are pillars that hold up like an overhang.
Right.
So it's got a roof, but the roof only extends to where the kind of those pillars are.
Right.
So those are covered areas. Like there's a covered roof over the offices. There's a covered roof over that middle section with the waste hoppers, but everything else is open air. And it's not like a building, but it's just a roof.
Assume you want me down here, Captain.
Yeah, Hammer, you can come with me.
So where
Oh,
do you
sorry,
want
sorry.
me?
So you've got one of the auto guns?
I've got a smart
Yeah.
gun.
Smart
Yeah,
gun?
Iona and Hammer have the smart guns.
So we're gonna split the smart guns up over 2 corners of the building. So one smart gun down at 1, and one smart gun up at 3. So Iona, you position yourself at 3.
Yeah.
So Hammer, you'd be down at 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Dante, you want to go with Hammer? You've seen these things already.
Okay. So that's at 1.
Yeah.
Try not to lose any more teeth.
We've
I'll
got.
just give you a nasty smile for that.
We're gonna.
My point entirely.
We've got Chaplain, Mason, and Zmijewski left.
We'll assign. I think we assigned Chaplain with Iona at 3.
Okay.
Because he's not much of a shot, but at least he's with a heavy gunner. And then Zamuski was going to stay with the ATV.
Okay.
Not ATV. What is it?
APC.
APC. Yeah. APC.
And where do you want?
Yep.
Where do you want
And-
the APC stationed at?
Where my ladybug is, roughly.
Okay,
So
cool.
between the 2 doors, just to be able to cover both. I mean, it might have to be further back, depending on visibility. But basically, it's to cover both exits.
It's good right there. Yeah.
Yep. And then last person with me.
Mason is with you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Mason down there with you. And let me look at real quick, briefly.
I like this plan. I think it's going to work.
Yep.
I think it's going to work very well.
So,
Okay, so
team one holds until team 2 and 3. We're just going to move straight in, right? Basically, sweep in, right? And when we get past this door, right at this mark, right there is when team 1 can come in and head towards the office.
Okay.
Okay, so we gotta
Is,
wait for you to go. So we gotta wait for you to sweep in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Best laid plans do not survive contact with the enemy.
yeah, no plan survives first contact. That's why we practice battle drills. Because a plan is a list of things that don't happen. Not always though. Not always though. It's
It's worrying when the GM says that.
That's what happens. It's very, very true. No plan survives first contact. Once the bullets start flying, it's every man for himself. Just kidding. So yeah, so you guys execute your plan. I'm gonna need stealth rolls from the two teams that are moving. So Iona and Silva.
What is stealth
Hold on, it is.
Mobility?
ability?
It's a mobility check, yeah.
Two successes.
All right.
Is Dante with me?
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so everybody's stress is wiped and your health is back to full, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you're pushing through. Go ahead. You can go ahead and move your icons. Move your icons forward.
When we enter this oil facility, these waste hoppers, how large are they? Are they big enough to create like cover?
Oh yeah. Hard cover.
Okay. And what are these dots we're seeing in the
They're
field?
the pillars. They're the pillars that are holding up the overhang roof type thing.
They're holding up, the overhangs that you see. Those are also hard cover as well.
Yep. And Dante has the motion
what-
detector, radioing in from location 1.
She sure does.
Yep. I don't have the ability in order to bring in the other guys. Dante, what do you see?
She's still
Not
here.
very much so far.
So your motion detector's going off. Your motion tracker's going off. And you can check it and see that in the office area, and your ping, when you're outdoors, the motion tracker ping goes to extreme range. It ranges pretty far. So you can see there's a concentrated movement inside the office. And there's no movement outside the office other than the signals you can identify as friendly that are moving through the refinery as according to your plan.
All right. As soon as we get past the doorway here, we unleash hell with team number 1 going in. Yeah.
All right.
Team 3 move up.
Do you want us to go in the building, or do you just want us to pepper the building from outside?
Go in once we've cleared this part of the rightmost wing, the eastmost wing of the building, because at that point we can approach them from 3 different locations. And if they leave, they're going to be pinned down by the vehicle.
Dante, make a comtech check.
Okay.
Boom. Give yourself a +1. Ha ha ha! Excellent. Stress kicking in. So you have you can make out at least 5 pings. 5 separate radar pings coming from the office building.
I'll relay to everyone else that there are 5 entities in there.
Move up. All
right, you guys move up to your basically your go point. So team 1, you can move in if you want to.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Yep. And once team 3 has passed the door up, that centralmost door, at that point, the vehicle could just focus exclusively on the leftmost northern door.
Exactly.
Right, when do you want us to go in? Do you want us to go in now, or?
Yeah, you're in.
Hey, Hammer, go ahead and make an observation roll, please. +1.
Fuck's sake.
Okay. Wait for us. We're just clearing the rest of this location. Right where.
2 successes.
Or-
Holy shit!
All right. You see, as you're getting closer, the pings are increasing. You see that inside this rough office, there's like basically a barrel fire that's been lit in the office, and you see basically like smoking and joking and passing a bottle around. You see what looks like 5 people with like some have assault rifles, some have pistols, and they're kind of hanging out like in this office building, like they're waiting on something.
What sort of grenades have I got?
I don't know if you have any grenades.
Well, I've got 4 grenades.
Okay, then they're just a standard.
Alright, so no like flash,
hand
no
grenade,
flash,
concussion grenade.
no flashbangs or anything like that. Does anyone have any flashbangs on them?
No. I think on your cycle your weapons. I think there's grenade listed in your weapons. Go to like 1, 2, 3, and I think your grenades are listed in there.
Oh, wasn't that clever?
If
Yeah, I got
not,
grenade launcher. Yep.
yeah,
No, I don't have grenades listed.
I think you have to throw them. So hold on a sec.
Well, I have the grenade launcher.
I have a grenade launcher as well.
Yeah, I'm talking for because we're going in.
Hammer, I
Like,
don't want you with a grenade launcher. You're already deadly enough with.
no, but I'm talking about concussion grenades type things.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do when they charge buildings, right? They throw in like flashbang thingies.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it
don't
depends
think
if
that-
you want. Yeah, if it depends if you want. So I mean, what do you? I mean, let's slow up real quick. Would Hammer? Do you think would he have frag
No.
grenades? Oh, do you think he'd have?
He wouldn't
Chris?
have. He wouldn't have flashbangs.
It doesn't have flashbang. There's a thing called an electroshock grenade.
No,
called
he'd have
they're called-
explosives.
They're called electronic ball breakers.
Nah, he would have he'd have whatever standard grenades.
Standard frag grenade. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you got 4 frags on you.
All right. So when are we moving up to the door?
As soon as the rest of the team is there to cover it. So we haven't seen anything else in the rest of this building.
Nothing else in this whole facility.
Yep. No signs of okay, and so we're then approaching towards the outside of that office area too. Now the orders were to bring them back dead or alive. I'm going to use the element of surprise, and we're just going to launch an attack and assault. This is not a negotiation situation, because if they're armed, is that what we see?
I would thought that they're armed.
Hammer can make out also. Hammer can make out that they are. Hammer can see that at least 3 of them are wearing body armor of some sort.
Yeah.
Like bulky body armor.
Right. Get up to the corners, assault team 3, and at that point, because if we use the pillars for cover, and then at that point we'll just light them up, launch grenades in there.
Assault Team 3 is going to move up very, very cautiously, very slowly. You said to the corners. I think as close as Iona's going to get is about there.
Yeah, you can't really see into the building, but you see that there's 2 openings, one to the north and one to the east on the eastern wall and the northern wall. And Chaplain is a little bit behind you in that cover. Mason's coming up.
So is that not a door then?
That is a door, yes. That's why you
All
can
right.
see in and see those people kind of hanging out in there, and 3 of them look like they've got more than just weapons. They look like they've got heavy jackets over bulky body armor.
All right. So what?
Are
We
there
now
windows on this building? Is that what like those little slots are?
Yeah. The door is on the southern wall.
So I'll move up to we'll start moving up to the building, right? that's what you wanted us to do.
Yep.
Right.
We're going to cover the.
Oh.
Be able to from here should be able to cover the door, and then we've got to cover that and that.
You want to keep your formation generally L-shaped.
Yep.
To avoid shooting each other on accident.
Right. So
Hammer has a tendency to fire straight through shit.
Yep. So
with an articulated arm-mounted machine
yeah.
gun.
So we do not want anyone in this location. Yeah. So I think that's roughly L-shaped. If I could move those tokens up. Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's roughly L-shaped. So right now, we're going to go ahead and stop now rather than get involved in a massive firefight or a relatively quick firefight, depending on how Hammer and everybody rolls. So as this is kind of near the end of Act 1, I think we'll go ahead and award story points and go ahead and for the last like 10 minutes or so, everybody kind of can read their agendas. What their character's agenda was, and we'll determine whether or not you've achieved that agenda and award story points.
Oh, you took my card though.
I'll give your card back. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm a stingy GM. Choose. Where's Hammer Part 1? Man, I hope it like.
I'm trying to steal it from you.
I don't think you can. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and give that. Oh, I can give it back. Accept trade. Go ahead and accept trade. There you go. Okay, cool. That's so ridiculous. We can. All right. So let's start with Dave. David. Sergeant Iona, what is your
Yes, Iona's agenda was to play it safe, but don't let it look like you're playing it safe so you can get back to your cushy desk job. And you may have noticed Iona didn't participate in the combat, instead wandering back and forth between the interrogation room and the hallway.
I would rule that you played it safe. Okay. I don't know. Is it on the character sheets? I think there's a toggle for story points or not.
Yeah, there is.
Take a look.
Cool.
Yeah, it's on the right-hand side.
Yes, there is one.
Above tiny items.
All right, Sue. What is Dante's agenda for Act 1?
Well, my agenda was to be professional and since this was my last time out, to leave the Corps looking good. Which, in an aesthetic sense, I definitely did not achieve, but in a more metaphorical sense, I think I did.
No, I say as you passing those panic checks and holding it together as you were attacked by some sort of foreign alien was absolutely going out professional, and you know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, well done. A story point awarded.
I like the fact you didn't mention that this is your last tour, and then you're bugging out because you would have been killed.
Yeah, well, of course I didn't mention that.
If you say it, yeah.
That's an instant death wish.
It's like the old my wife back home is waiting for me to come home.
Yeah. No, she's not. And you're not going home. Couple more weeks, man. I was getting out. I was real short, man. All right, so James, what was Hammer's Act 1 agenda?
You're better than corporate paramilitaries. Is that
Yep.
As well as the pussy marines around you. Prove it.
All right. Yeah, you pretty much proved it. So go ahead and award a story point. And Silva, Michael, what was Act 1?
Take care of your own. If the AWOL Marines are going to be put down, you're going to lead the squad that does it with respect.
All right. So I would say yes, and also securing the body and not letting Waylon Yutani pick up the remains of the Marine reserves. So,
Yeah.
So go ahead and award yourself a historian point.
Thank you.
Heck yeah, excellent. So
That was really good, Nathan. Thank you very much.
cool, thanks. Glad you liked it.
Rolling start, and we're gonna have to wait a whole week in order to find out what happens with
Yeah.
the assault.
One whole
Yeah.
That's before we accidentally
to wait
blow
and
up the,
let James shoot everybody.
Yeah.
before we blow up the mannequin warehouse and get ambushed by aliens that are hiding under the ground or something insane.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah,
will
they're-
happen eventually. Yes.
Aliens mixed with the indigenous mole population so they can burrow.
They're
Yeah,
always in
the
the
crab
oil
people.
refinery, and they always come out at night. So yes.
Exactly.
My audio was a bit loud allegedly on the stream, so I was a bit louder than everyone else. I'll have to get that fixed again. Always something.
It's all right.
There's always something wrong with the stream.
I can hear you in Zoom. You're a little loud right now.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah. Maybe
Turn
just
down the gain in your microphone.
or adjust it over Zoom. I guess. Yeah. That way.
Right. How about now?
Still loud.
Now?
Better.
That's better.
It's better.
If you're
Right,
making
we'll
this
go
to a
with that.
podcast, all of this stays in, by the way.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
What I probably should do is get you guys to record yourselves on Audacity, like
Yeah,
individually.
usually.
Yeah.
We're still live, right?
Yeah, we're still live. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
cut
okay,
this.
all right,
Don't worry,
okay.
this will get cut out. I've got to go through everything and cut everything out.
Hey, if you're on the Twitch channel, thanks for joining us. We will be here every Sunday night, same test time, same test chamber. Yeah, this is a 4 session with a 5th session for review of the system and adventure. So yeah,
Yeah, we'll be back next week at same time. Sue, I know that you do stuff, so did you want to give yourself a little shout out?
Yep. You can find me on Twitter under the name Savage Spiel and on my blog, also savagespiel.blogspot.com. I also have a YouTube channel where I make videos about role-playing games. It's under the name Sue Savage.
Oh, you'll have to give me that information. My information's out of date.
I'll get you the link for that one.
All right, cheers. Anyone else got anything they want to promote at all? No.
no,
All right.
I'm Godless Polecat anywhere you find me online, but I'm rarely doing a lot. But I'm never off brand, so it's Godless Polecat for everything. The only thing I'm doing on Twitch right now is this. So
If you haven't done so already, do consider joining the Discord. That's where you find everyone, and you can sign up for future test chamber games. YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, go follow me on YouTube. There's dozens of videos on there. If you're watching on YouTube, follow me on Twitch if you haven't done so already. And if you're listening to the podcast, thank you for listening to the podcast. Most appreciated. Hopefully I've found a home by the time we get to do this. And that's really about it. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for running, Nathan, and thank you guys for playing, and
Thank
everyone for watching.
my pleasure.
Yeah, no, fantastic job, Nathan. Really, really good
Thanks.
job.
Don't forget, you can support me on Patreon over at patreon.com/JamesCorp. And also get your name here in the credits. I'd like to thank Errors, Weefs, Orcus Dorcas, Matt, Mike, Ludovic, Adrian, Bud, Giuseppe, and J-Wall for your continued support on Patreon. Thank you very much.